grandkids, think of it as an investment.
It's all about bringing them up another level, right? Investing in them.
Financial planner Chris Everett says Grandma and Grandpa can pay for multi-generational vacations, summer camps, or youth sports.
I love when I can see someone's generosity reach down into the next generation.
I'm Rob Hart.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
When you think about it, New England is like a McDonald's big breakfast. Maine's your big main course, the hotcakes. Vermont's the maple syrup, obviously. New Hampshire's your biscuit, that country comfort. Massachusetts, sausage patty. Its name is Patty. Rhode Island's your hash browns, tiny but treasured. Oh, and Connecticut's scrambled eggs. Not sure how to explain, but trust me. All that for just $5. Get our big breakfast at McDonald's. Limited time only. Price participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic, could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did, they gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
this is why. There we go. That was my fault, ladies and gentlemen. People who were listening online. Roseanne wasn't supposed to engage. She was supposed to be there just to support. I wanted her to listen to folks because sometimes if you tell people your point of view, they're reticent when they hear that you're a Republican or a conservative or you're a Trump supporter. So I immediately sort of set the temperature and then to see if people would engage. And I try to be ambiguous in my approach. I use their signage as a reason to ask them questions. One of the biggest takeaways from this event yesterday, at least the one in Farmington, literally right up the road from Wooden Tap, one of the biggest takeaways that I got was one word that is often used by the left: diversity. For some odd reason, this word confuses them. I do not believe they know what the word means. I saw plenty of people holding signs proudly as they expressed diversity. Now, I'm a 6'3" African-American man. I stood taller than almost everyone there. Maybe about two people were as tall as myself. I stood out like a sore thumb because it is crawling with white folks. You good white folks were all over there, holding signs of diversity, but no other groups there. Whatever, that's okay, it's all right. It's nice to have diversity in theory. So a woman there, nice enough woman, looked like possibly a soccer mom. Blonde hair, wore a white little bubble jacket. Very, I don't know, I would say middle class. She was very excited to be. She couldn't stop shouting, yay, yay, every time a car walked by and honked at them, waving their American flags. They were, yay, yay, yes, no Trump, no kings. They were excited. So imagine I walk over to her and I said, hey, your sign. May I ask you a question about your sign? And she turned around and she saw me, a black male, and she was all but excited. Yes, what would you like to know? Diversity. What does that mean to you? Well, she was eager to respond. Well, it means, I guess, black and Hispanic and white and Asian people all being able to come together. I said, oh, okay. So you think diversity is a different group of people getting together? She said, yes, I think so. And there was a woman next to her from New York. Are you filming this? Are you looking at me, ma'am? I don't have a camera or anything in my hands. Oh. I said, I'm just asking the question. Back to you, ma'am. Diversity. So you believe in that? Absolutely. Well, may I ask a question about diversity to you and maybe tell me what you think? No wrong answers. What do you think about diversity of thought? Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, what? Well, no one's ever asked me that before. Well, ma'am, you're talking about diversity, different people. What about diversity of thought? People thinking differently. What? I don't know exactly how to answer it. No, what? I don't want a textbook definition of it. I just want to know what you think of diversity of thought, people having differences of opinion. I don't think I want to answer anymore. Oh, that's strange. Oh, okay. Thank you for your time. And I walked away. And that was the weird part. I asked another, probably a little older, but clearly middle-class white woman, the same question. Hey, I notice you have the word diversity on your sign. What does that mean to you? And she, weirdly enough, gave the same answer as the last woman. Well, blacks and whites and Asians and Hispanics all getting together. And I said, oh, well, what do you think about diversity of thought? Well, I mean, it's okay for people to have a difference of opinion. Isn't it right? I mean, it's great if they can all be black, white, brown, and whatever. But if they all think the same, is it truly diverse? She goes, oh, I guess I understand what you mean. So do you really understand the true definition of diversity, or are you just looking for different colors of people? Oh, I can see your point. I mean, yes, I guess it's good for us to have diversity of thought. But none of them had thought of that when they wrote the word diversity. It only means one thing. It didn't mean anything to half of these people other than to just have different colors of people and they all think alike. So what they stand for isn't diversity. They want different colors of the same mindset. That's all. It's that simple. I also approached a man who who had a sign of Jesus Christ being put in handcuffs by an ICE agent. I found that interesting because what in goodness gracious name does Jesus and ICE have to do with one another? And I said, can you explain your sign to me, sir? And he says, well, I believe that if Jesus Christ were alive today, he would be picked up by ICE agents and Donald Trump. And I said, I'm sorry, did Jesus walk through Brooklyn or New Haven? Well, no. Well, then Jesus wouldn't have a problem now, would he? There are no ICE agents in Jerusalem, sir. What do you mean? Well, the point I'm trying to make is that Jesus Christ would be representative of what illegals are or undocumented people are in this country. I do not believe that Jesus Christ was documented. I'm sorry, what? I'm not understanding. So then a young lady walks over and she says, what he's trying to say is, and from what I can gather, she's never met this older gentleman. He's trying to say that Jesus Christ is similar to undocumented people in this country. How so? I ask. And she says that because of Jesus Christ's philosophy, he would be against the philosophy of the government of these United States. Really? How so? Are you suggesting that illegals in this country are being picked up as religious persecution? She says yes. I go, really? How? She says, well, this administration is of a Christian Judeo background. I said, the majority of the people that you're here protecting happen to be Christian. Technically, the Trump administration is arresting people and deporting people of the same theology, aren't they? To which she got upset and looked at the older man and said, do you feel safe here, sir? I looked at her and said, do you even know this guy? What do you mean, does he feel safe? He's engaging in conversation with me. You interrupted. And what if he doesn't feel safe? What are you going to do? Are you going to call the police? That would be interesting. To which she said nothing and went on about her way. And then another man walked up and did the same thing. Sir, do you feel safe talking to him? We have been talking for over 5 minutes. Why are you interrupting? I just want to make sure that he's safe. Are you his protector? Does he even know you? I approached him. He talked to me. The man is older than me. I think that he can defend himself. Sir, are you okay having a conversation with me? Oh, no, it's fine. See that? Go away now. But that wasn't the crux of everything. That wasn't the whole thing. What I learned at the New Kings rally, and there are examples of this everywhere. What I learned is that these people are not just uninformed or misinformed. They are angry. And sadly, folks, the media has ginned them up. Now, when I tell you this, I am not kidding. I wish I was kidding wholeheartedly. But this is everything you need to know about No Kings rallies or any protests that are happening out there. And this came from educated individuals. These people are not dumb. Here's what they're angry about. Did you hear what Donald Trump said? Yeah, I heard him say that. He just says these things. Okay, and what? But it's just unpresidential. No, I get it. He said it, and what? Well, it's just wrong that he says these things. Okay, and then they print it in the news media, and it's everywhere. That every time he says something, it ends up in the news, and I'm just angry that he says these things because it's just, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Holy crap. You're angry that Donald Trump says something, and the news media prints it, and then you're angry about it because the news media is angry about it. And they were like, doesn't it bother you? And I go, no, it doesn't bother me at all. So you mean to tell me you don't get upset when he says he wants to make Canada the 51st state? I go, no. And what about Greenland? No. He just says things. And I'm going, yeah, okay. And I said, ma'am, let me stop you. Do you believe in the freedom of speech? Absolutely. That's what we're expressing here. Do you believe in freedom of speech for the executive of the United States? He's the leader of the free world. If anybody should have the ability to say whatever he wants, it should be him. He's a representative of us. He is expressing the very right that all of us have. Why would he be limited? Folks, I kid you not. I have never, ever heard such silence. They didn't even know how to react to that. That all of this time, they have been led to believe that Donald Trump did not have the right to say whatever he wanted to say, just like any of them could. They had been convinced that his use of free speech was not allotted to him. And all it took was just that logic for them to calm down. When we come back, I'll tell you more about this conversation that I had with a large group of people who immediately, once you set the temperature, started to have all of it make sense to them. I don't think I converted them, but boy, were they listening. We'll be back. It's Reese on the radio.
Got a tree causing big trouble in a tiny space? Don't risk it. Call the experts who specialize in the impossible jobs. At Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut, we handle the heavy lifting so you don't have to. From precision limb cutting and stump grinding to full land cleaning and emergency storm damage cleanup. No job is too big and no space is too tight. When it matters most, trust the guys who know trees. Trust Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut. Visit treewiseguysct.com today to get a free quote on your next project. That's treewiseguysct.com.
Sex, intimacy, love. These three things are critical to a good relationship. That's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At Northeast Men's Health, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Follow WTIC News Talk 1080. Don't miss out on important updates in Connecticut. From breaking need-to-know news, weather alerts, and more. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app now.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
It's 2:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Police in Plainville continue to investigate after 4 people died in a home in town on Friday. They say Patrick King killed his girlfriend and 2 children before turning the gun on himself in the Milford Street home following a standoff with police. Bridgeport Fire Department is mourning the loss of one of its own. Terrence Kramer was shot in Stratford Saturday. It was about 1:45. They say that the 41-year-old was found on Feely Street. A later arrested Jabari Bush, a 41-year-old in Derby. He's facing felony murder and other charges. Transportation Safety Administration says most of its officers received most of their back pay today for working during the shutdown. Travelers hope the overdue paychecks will help end the hours-long waits of insecurity at several major U.S. airports. And the UConn men's and women's basketball teams getting ready for their respective Final Fours. The men came out on top against Duke 73-72 Sunday following a 35-foot three-pointer by Braylon Mullins. And the women topped Notre Dame 70-52 to punch their ticket to Phoenix. They'll await the winner of the South Carolina TCU match tonight to find out who they'll play over the weekend. WTIC News Time is 2:31. Bob Cox has the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Partly sunny, breezy, and mild out there this afternoon with temperatures in the 65 to 70 degree range. Tonight it'll be mostly cloudy, the chance for a shower or two, and lows holding in the low 50s. More clouds than sun Tuesday. A couple of showers around during the day, maybe a rumble of thunder in a few spots. And highs in the 60s to potentially low 70s. The chance for a shower continues Tuesday night, lows 48 to 55. A few showers around Wednesday, especially in the afternoon and evening when there's also the chance for a thunderstorm. Highs get into the low 70s. Cloudy and cooler Thursday with the chance for a spot shower and a high near 50. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Still have that ramp closure on 84 East in Hartford. The 48A off-ramp is closed due to a crash. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, Certified Financial Planner from Money Wisdom. Want to learn ways to minimize taxes in retirement, protect your money against inflation and healthcare expenses, and develop a personalized income plan? Call 1-800-208-SAFE to get your free guide to maximizing retirement book. That's 800-208-7233 to get your free book today.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Brian Shackman here for CertaPro Painters. I don't know about you, but a fresh coat of paint makes me feel good. That's why you might want to get in touch with the folks at CertaPro Painters. And now is a good time. Ask about their spring sales event. That's 10% off qualifying projects through May the 15th. And they can do inside, they can do outside. They did our kitchen. Man, they were timely, they were clean, and they were so respectful to everybody in our family. CertaPro Painters, by the way, independently owned and operated right here in our community. So schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. Again, that's Certa with a C.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Odyssey Hartford celebrates Women's History Month.
Meet Florence Nightingale. History knows her as the founder of modern nursing. During the Crimean War, she modernized hospital hygiene, slashing mortality rates from 40% to just 2% by proving that sanitation is a patient's greatest ally. Florence replaced guesswork with evidence, inspiring generations to care with both heart and data.
Celebrating remarkable women all month long. More on the Odyssey app.
The Peter L. Brown Company is known for quality vinyl siding. Our price includes all labor and materials to complete your job, unlike some companies that offer low-cost vinyl siding but have hidden charges. For quality vinyl siding, the Peter L. Brown Company is your best choice. Let us show you the difference a beautifully installed Peter L. Brown siding job can make. Please visit peterlbrown.com for roofing, siding, windows, and doors.
Peter L. Brown, we do it right the first time.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and for your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impact it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again. So call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
Reese on the radio, we're back, and I was at a No Kings rally, a relatively small one, at sort of the Avon-Farmington line. And I was speaking to a bunch of people there. and had great conversations with a lot of people, other, sort of rabble-rousers. Did not like the fact that I was there and even asking a question. And they didn't really know what to make of me. You see a black man at that rally, they think I'm an ally. Again, it's the racial nature of things when it comes to the Democrat Party. Well, you're black. You're one of us. Even the guy I was talking to who was holding the Jesus picture being arrested by ICE, he said, and I quote, "I'm surprised you feel this way." That's what he said. Right to my face. "I'm surprised you feel this way." My response was like, "You don't even know me. What do you mean you're surprised?" And he's like, well, no, it's okay. You can say it. Just say I'm black and I'm supposed to think a certain way. He backed off a little bit because he knew, then deep down, it's like, my clan is showing. I know it. It's all right. I don't get bothered by that stuff. He could have called me a sellout Negro. I wouldn't have cared. It would have bothered me none. That's how these people operate. But this one group that we sat there and we spoke to, as we started to lay out the case here, what we found astonishing is that none of them seemed concerned about what's going on right here in Connecticut. Those people were rallying about stuff that they cannot control, that's out of their hands, and does not affect Connecticut at all. And they knew it. I asked them about the vaccine mandate. Didn't seem to know. I asked them about the housing bill. Didn't seem to know. Didn't seem to care. I asked them, do they support Governor Lamont? Yes, they do. But none of those things matter to them because they are overwhelmed by the New York Times. And they made it clear. That's who they get their news from. The New York Times tells them what to think. They even went so far as to make these allegations. In fact, I got a text about it over the weekend because Pete Hegseth had fired these African-American service members. And that was the go-to. They thought they would pull at my heartstrings and they'd be like, well, what about the African-Americans who were let go under Pete Hegseth? And I went, yeah, and? Well, they were African-American. And I looked her straight in the face and I said, if my color is the most important thing to you, there's a problem. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If the first concern you have about my well-being is my color, is related to my color, you and I have a bigger problem. Because that's the only thing you see. You can't tell if I have integrity. You can't tell if I have merit. You only see my blackness. Do you understand what you're saying when you come to me about what African American got fired? Am I supposed to just be outraged because they're black? Have you laid out anything as to why they were let go? What their politics were? Whether or not they were insubordinate? Whether or not they were key role players? Or whether they were adversarial to the president and the Secretary of War's agenda? Did that matter to you? Or did it matter because they were black and or female? To again, nothing. Silence. They have to rumor because they've never heard anyone say that. They know what they're supposed to do. They have their scripted response to everything. But he was black. And then when someone pushes back on it and says, not enough. You could scream black all day. That's not enough. I even went so far as to say to them, if two Asians robbed me right here, would it be fair for me to call Asians thieves? No. If two black guys robbed me, would it be okay for me to call them thieves? No. You know what? A gang of Asians or a gang of blacks, would it be okay for me to call all blacks and all Asians thieves? No. Then explain to me why ICE agents all are responsible for Nicole, what was her name? Nicole Good or Renee Good and Alex Preddy. Why are they all lumped in? Oh, the woman actually said this. Oh, you know what? I see what you're saying. Yeah, you do. I know you see what I'm saying. So that's all it is. A lot of people are stuck in a cloud. They're stuck in their own, bubble, their own echo chamber. And no one's had a conversation with them. And I looked at them and I said to them over and over again, please, with all due respect, thank you so much for being able to have this conversation with me. I hope you know that I am not angry at your position, and nor do I believe that you should be silenced or stopped. I think that more of this is important. I really do. I wish it weren't happening, but it happens, and I accept it. And I totally respect your right to protest the President of the United States. I just disagree, and I just wanted to have a conversation with people who disagreed with me. We need more of this and less of the anger at one another. And sure enough, they calmed down. At one point, the woman wanted to leave because she didn't like the answers she got, but then she came back and re-engaged because she was thirsty for it. She needed it. And we gave. And we walked away, everybody shaking hand, having been thankful for the opportunity to express ourselves. They were so kind when we left. Thank you so much. All right, guys, you guys have a wonderful day. Stay warm. And we left. To all of the people who are out here screaming and hollering and raging about how many people were out in the streets, listen very closely, folks. It's very important for you to know this. Bought and paid for is not organic and not a flex. Close to $300 million being spent on this non-effective experiment is not a flex. Running around talking about how many people showed up to a paid-for event is not a flex. Yes, you did get news attention for it because the news media loves it. They love covering it. Look at all the people who are opposed to the president. Sure, 6, 7, 8 million, who cares? It moves no needles. To give you proof, what happened to No Kings 1 or No Kings 2? You don't even remember those events. You just remember No Kings 3. And guess what? When No Kings 4 comes around, you'll forget about this one too. Because it's just about bought and paid for hysterics. And that's what it is, hysterics. Let me give you a quick example of why this always looks stupid in the long run. Nate Friedman was in New York asking, as I did, all of you people are holding up signs about diversity, but the crowds don't really show a lot of diversity.
Can I ask you a question? I'm kind of disappointed as a New Yorker. Like, I'm seeing around the protests, and it seems like there's a lack of diversity here today. That it's mostly people who look like you and I, and I just
It is not for black people, for people of color to get out on the street. They're at risk when they do that. If anybody's going to get arrested here, it's going to be a black person. It is not safe for them, and they don't need to participate. We need to walk in their name.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, okay.
Even Nate didn't know what to make of that. What? Here's a South Carolina mother and her daughter who she dragged out of there. She dragged out there to protest Donald Trump. I'm not going to lie, folks. I'm embarrassed for this mother, and more so for the child.
My name is Melissa Group.
Melissa and?
Mia Group.
Mia. We're going to start with Mia. Mia, why are you out here?
To protest and make a better democracy.
It gets worse.
And your sign, this is a together sign, I guess. Explain your together sign, Mia.
So it's supposed to be about, like, we get to make a statement and they just silence us and they don't get to do that. We have the right.
You have the right to do that. Mom, Melissa, just what does it mean for you to have your little one out here today?
I promise you, folks, it doesn't mean anything. Because if the daughter is a reflection of her mother, prepare to look in that mirror.
And how important is it for you?
Well, I have 3 girls, and so it is so important to build a better future for them. We are here to be the light, not to squash it out, and so it means everything to have my daughter with me.
Now, I'm looking at your signs. Who put it together? Whose idea was this? Tell me. This is your idea? Tell me about it. How'd you come up with this idea?
Do you hear how excited the reporters are that they're there? Look at the young kids. Look at them. They're making signs and everything. The little girl was the one who came up with the idea, and Mom was so happy to display them on the news. Mia, please tell America how you came up with the sign.
I just looked up some ideas and I just put it together.
How does it feel to be her mom?
I am so incredibly proud, and she has her own voice. She's here because she wants to. She knows it's the right thing. It just means everything that I'm raising her to be the light, to be a future for all of us.
You people talking about the millions of folks who stepped up and went out there, again, not a flex. Not a flex. I wouldn't be celebrating these people. The people who decided to stand out there, the millions as you keep, rallying behind. Remember, and this is a very important point, the people who are online right now, the people who are in my chat room talking about those 8 million people out there, they were not the ones out there. They weren't. They wouldn't dare. They know who the useful idiots are. And they sit back at home and watch it on the news and then celebrate it on social media. Look at all of them. Look at how great they are. Yeah, that's why. That's why. They celebrate their useful idiots. None of those people who are celebrating them put their behinds on the line. They wouldn't bother. They had no time. It's not a flex, folks. It's not a flex. Those poor people are being used. And what we heard there, turns out a lot of them don't even know what they're talking about. From everything from Iran to Libya, which we made that comparison to one woman talking about how she's against Republicans. She started talking about Iran, and I said, that's funny. We've been in this for almost 4 weeks, and you're worried about a forever war? Did you feel this way about Obama and Libya? The woman didn't know what I was talking about. She goes, Trump didn't go to Congress. Neither did Obama, ma'am. I don't know about that. Well, you can't be outraged about things you don't know. Why not be informed? No, she can't be informed. Why? Because her ideas are not her own. And guess what, folks? It is safe to say that there were 8 million people out there who were half paid and the other half told what to think. There's 350 million people in the country. Thank goodness it was only 8 million who showed up for this rally. Thank goodness. Because now we know who the stupid are. Sorry. We'll take a break. We'll be back. It's Reese on the radio.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9701. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-9701. That's 800-507-9701. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, so much to respond to. Let me get to that shortly. First, I want to give a shout out to TJ Duarte, who's our guest tomorrow on the program. He will be here. He has the Duarte Show. He will be our guest. He will sit right across from me. We'll talk to him about his podcast and about a whole bunch of things, his interest in broadcasting. He'll be here on the program. Get ready for that. Young 16-year-old upstart, right in my wheelhouse of broadcasting. When I was 15, that was the first thing I wanted to do when I saw, and I heard Mr. Leonard and Scott Shannon, and I loved those guys growing up, and TJ is following in those footsteps, wanting to be in broadcasting, so he'll be my guest. I'm going to see if I can inspire him. Maybe one day he'll take over for a good old Reese on radio. It's possible. We'll have him on the program today. Also, Devon Ward, the Ombudsman of Corrections, will be here on Thursday to talk about the string of deaths that have happened in our correction facilities. I think we're up to 9 as of late. He'll be here to talk about that. And lastly, we have Pastor Todd, my pastor at the Bridge Community Church, and Andrew Decker and the Bandits will be here on Friday. The Friday show, also Wednesday show. Wednesday and Friday will both be online because the Red Sox have day games. So in order to check out both of those shows, Wednesday and Friday, the Good Friday show, Pastor Todd, Andrew Decker, and the Bandits will be here. You'll have to go online to WTIC.com or ReeseOnTheRadio.com to watch live. All right, so TJ, can't wait till you get here tomorrow. And I'm going to meet his mom. She's going to be here as well. And maybe we'll talk to her a little bit. Let me get to the comment section in here about the No Kings rally. Reese, majority black people, this is not our fight. Racism has to be addressed and fixed by the very people who has invented, maintained, and continues to support it. Okay, let's deal with the majority black people. This is not our fight. There is no such thing as Black America. It doesn't exist. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. There's only America. Black people here in this country live in America. Every fight is your fight. Choosing to be out of the fight is not the same thing. You're just cowards and refuse to get into the fight. You don't think it affects you, but it does. And you think, oh, it ain't got nothing to do with me. That's white folk business. Yeah. Try all you want to get out of it. The reason why you're not fighting is because you're cowards. The same reason why these neighborhoods are filled with blight and drugs and death. It's because you were scared to death of true authority. You don't know how to handle it, and you can't stand up for yourself. It's the reason why you need white acceptance. It's the reason why you need whites to do the work for you. Right? They got to give you reparations. They have to give you education. You believe that white folks are in charge of your history. You don't think you're in charge of anything. You are nothing more than a petulant child. and it is self-induced. It's not your fight. It's because you don't want to fight. You don't have the wherewithal, the gumption, and dare I say it, the nerve to get into the fight. Please don't bore me with it's not our fight. You're a coward. You don't want to fight for this country? Don't ask for anything. You don't want to put any sweat equity in it? Don't ask for anything. And to actually throw it all into one big perfect mix, it's the same reason why you want reparations for work you didn't do. Because that's who you are. You don't want to work for anything. What you want is a handout. That's what you want. So don't worry. You don't have to tell me it's not your fight. No one invited you. Now, and let's tell the truth. All these people who didn't go out into the rallies, who usually don't, who sit around and celebrate as other people do the work, silly as it may be, please stop flexing. You guys know the drill. Now to this. On Friday, June 8, 2012, CNN wrote this article. Liberals want Obama to be a king, not a president. Can liberals ever be happy? I keep asking myself this question as I hear increasing number of people complaining about President Obama. There seems to be a Greek chorus of liberal whining. I'm disappointed by him. I expected more. I thought he would be different. Earlier this week, singer Jackson Brown, a vocal 2008 Obama supporter, lamented that President Obama is just as beholden to the people who put him in office as any of the Republicans would be. Again, the headline, liberals want Obama to be a king, not a president. That's interesting, but it turns out it wasn't the only place it was published. When we return, I'll read you all the headlines of the Obama should be a king in the news media you forgot. Stand by. Let's get to the top of the hour news with John Silver right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 3 o'clock, 68 degrees in Hartford. Partly sunny skies today. We'll make a run at 70. All the forecast details coming up. Democratic budget plans are coming together at the state capitol, and House Republicans are lobbying for some of their ideas. Representative Joe Paletta says Republicans want to increase the state property tax credit to $650 from the present $300.
We are actively negotiating a budget here in this building, and within 6 weeks, we're going to gavel out. So House Republicans are here saying, we have a proposal that will save people money on day one. Please take this into consideration.
Now, Republicans also want the state to be more aggressive in clawing back tax revenue that goes to New York State from Connecticut residents who work remotely here. T-minus 2 days to the launch of Artemis 2. A crew of 4 will embark on a 10-day voyage around the moon. They'll be wearing special engineered survival system suits to protect themselves during launch and landing. NASA Orion Crew Survival System Manager Dustin Gomer says the suits are especially handy during an emergency.
If something were to go wrong while you're in transit to the moon or in lunar orbit, they're designed to sustain you for that full duration of return. So they become your own personal-sized spacecraft that can last up to 6 days.
This will be NASA's first crewed mission to the moon in more than 50 years. Investigations continuing into the deaths of 4 people Friday in Plainville. Police say 27-year-old Patrick King shot his girlfriend, his daughter, and her daughter from a prior relationship before turning the gun on himself. Officers say the gun used in the shootings was legally registered to King. The victims were all found in a Milford Street home after police say they received a call from King's sister saying he had shot the 3 and was going to kill himself. Police used pepper gas to enter the home before finding the bodies. Investigation is continuing and a man is under arrest In the shooting death over the weekend of a Bridgeport firefighter, Terrence Kramer was found shot in Stratford on Feely Street in the wee hours of Saturday morning. Several hours later, police picked up 41-year-old Jabari Bush, charged him with Kramer's murder. He was in court today. Kramer was a 9-year veteran of the Bridgeport Fire Department. Call it the shot heard round Connecticut. Freshman guard Braylon Mullins sank a miracle three-pointer with less than a second left on the clock Sunday to propel UConn to a come-from-behind 73-72 win and vault the Huskies into the Final Four. Afterward, Mullins, an Indiana native, explained how the craziness unfolded.
I mean, I think that last possession, it was just we were trying to foul the worst free throw shooter on the floor, and Silas ended up deflecting the pass to the other end of the floor, and it's just I had the ball, and I know AK had just hit one, so I threw him at 4 seconds left, and man, he just threw the ball back to me. I knew I had to put one up, so man, I'm just happy that was the one that went down tonight.
UConn will play Illinois Saturday in Mullins' backyard of Indianapolis in the Final Four. President Trump ratcheting up the pressure on Iran with a fresh batch of troops in the Middle East.
He does insist that discussions are continuing, but he did issue this new warning saying that if a deal is not reached, if the Strait of Hormuz is not reopened for business, he will move forward with blowing up and, quote, obliterating all electric generating plants, oil wells, and Iran's Karg Island. We know that's the main terminal for Iran's oil exports, potentially other infrastructure. And this threat comes as CBS News has confirmed that U.S. Special Forces, including Navy SEALs and Army Rangers, are now in the Middle East to serve as potential options for the president.
It's correspondent Natalie Brand at the White House. WTIC News Time 3:04. Checking traffic still with that closure of the 48A off-ramp. This is on the eastbound side of Interstate 84. Earlier crash out there. Here's the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
A mixture of clouds and sunshine. The rest of this afternoon, breezy and warmer than recent days. Low humidity and dry brush will result in an elevated fire threat, high 71. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight with a thunderstorm in parts of the area late at night, low 52. Some rain at times tomorrow morning, then becoming breezy and warm tomorrow afternoon. With clouds and occasional sunshine, can't rule out a shower, high 73. Breezy and warm tomorrow evening, otherwise mostly cloudy tomorrow night with a late night shower, low 59. Wednesday, clouds and sunny breaks, breezy and warm with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around, high 76. The record high on Wednesday is 78. That was set back in 1967. Cloudy, colder weather on Thursday with a little rain or drizzle in the area, high 47 degrees. Then on Friday, perhaps some drizzle or rain to start. Then clouds perhaps breaking for some sun, not as chilly, high 67. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Mixed bag on as far as the markets are concerned so far. Dow had jumped as high as 200 points. It settled back down. It's up 42. NASDAQ is ahead, or beg your pardon, NASDAQ is down 187, S&P down 31. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
I'm Dan Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, millions of people called us for representation. Why? Because trust grows when you win, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion and counting. When you call America's largest injury law firm, you're calling a family. You're calling an army, our army. You're calling somebody who will fight for you. Injured? Let our family fight for your family. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Irby Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
For years, Gone South has been a podcast about crime in the American South. But for our new season, we're widening the lens. Through deeply reported, narrative-driven stories, we're digging into the myths, scandals, and power structures that still shape the South, and, in a lot of ways, the country itself. Follow and listen to Gone South Season 5, an Odyssey podcast. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Also coming up today, was Connecticut robbed of $500 million? Looks like the answer is yes. We'll get into that in a little bit. I want to read this because this is important. With the No Kings protest yesterday, I ran into one article. It was on X. What I thought was interesting is that no one sort of dug deep. As I was reading to you a moment ago, CNN had an article written by Dean Obadiah. And the piece was, liberals want Obama to be a king, not a president. This was in Friday, June 8th of 2012. It talks about Jackson Brown, who was a 2008 Obama supporter. He's saying that Obama is just beholden to the people who put him in office, as any Republican would be. Matt Damon, who had publicly supported Obama in 2008, has now very publicly attacked President Obama. Damon even went so far as to heap praise on former President George W. Bush, saying, I would kiss George W. Bush on the mouth in appreciation for his work fighting AIDS in Africa. Although Damon did note that his kiss of Bush would be limited to 3 seconds, no tongue. Others turning on Obama included John Cusack, comedian and actor John Lovitz, and even distinguished Professor Cornel West, who called Obama a black mascot of Wall Street oligarchs and a black puppet of corporate plutocrats. A new Gallup poll released that week found that President Obama's support among liberals was at its lowest point in 7 months, although still a solid majority of 70%. What's clear is that liberals speaking out don't want a president, they want a king, albeit a liberal king, but still a king, who would be unrestrained by Congress as well as the checks and balances enshrined in our Constitution. These disenchanted liberals apparently wanted Obama, upon taking office, to have instantly transformed every campaign promise into law by simply wave of a pen. Or maybe they would have preferred Obama have just walked out onto the White House balcony, like in the scene reminiscent of the musical Evita. He would be greeted by adoring throngs waiting below, and on the spot declared that all his ideas are now law of the land. Again, I could go into all of this article, but I figured it was important to go through the others. Politico and The Nation wrote 2 articles, respectively, in 2010 and 2011 on liberal despair. Multiple stories captured meltdowns. Liberals analyzed their Obama despair because he kept compromising instead of ramming through the agenda. Eric Alderman in The Nation and wrote an article in 2010 called Kabuki Democracy. Basically said that the system makes a true progressive president impossible, implying Obama needed to break in. CNN's Van Jones and others urged the left to push Obama harder on executive actions. As I mentioned, Cornel West, Matt Damon, John Cusack, Jackson Brown, all of them pushed Obama. Just screw the compromise. The Congressional Black Caucus on the debt ceiling fight in 2011. During that debt limit standoff, Congressional Black Congress members and the House Progressive publicly urged Obama to invoke the 14th Amendment and raise the debt ceiling unilaterally bypassing Congress entirely. Salon.com in October 27th of 2012. The Progressive Case Against Obama by Matt Stoller. In the thesis, it writes, Obama isn't or not bold enough. He's deliberately protecting elites. The City Journal in 2012. The New Authoritarianism. Straight up reports progressive openly calling for Obama to bypass Congress. It was everywhere. And now they shout no kings. You can't take any of these people seriously. And I'm surprised no one else brought it up. Let me see. Oh, yeah. In 2013 and 2014, when Obama finally did do what they were telling him to do, liberals started putting the heat on him. Documented the left's frustration boiling over into demands for more gun control and immigration via executive fiat. Then Obama delivered with DACA expansion, saying, I have a pen and a phone. Remember that? The left went from he's not bold enough to hero worship. As soon as he did what they told him to do. Bypass Congress. Act like a king. All documented. So with all due respect, it's not a flex. It's what Democrats always do. Okay? It just is. And you bring this up to these people and they respond and I don't remember that. Well, it's not your, well, I don't care what you remember. A fact's a fact. You either want a king or you don't. And you're going to demand a king, by the way. You are going to demand one. Should a Democrat ever win that office, you are going to ask for retribution. You're already doing it. You're going to ask for heads to roll. You're going to ask for prosecutions. You're going to go after everybody. You are expected to go after everybody. I don't know what that is. Anyway. Okay. Hartford, Connecticut. Oh, you know what? I'll get into that later before I totally go off the rails. Connecticut overall. I'm trying to figure out why no one seems to care about $550 million being stolen from the taxpayer. And when I'm reading the story or I'm seeing the story in the news, there seems to be a very dismissive sort of tone about $500 million being snatched away. Let's start with the present and then work our way backwards. Here's WFSB's Susan Raff.
Connecticut's tourism budget has been slashed, but there are plans to revive it. Money will come from a meals tax, a tax that is supposed to help promote the state, but is going somewhere else. Your chief political reporter, Susan Raff, is live in Middletown, where restaurants are fighting to get the money that was promised. Susan?
Sam, I think we can all agree that tourism is important, yet Connecticut spends far less than many other states. Now, this meals tax was supposed to go to help cities and towns, but somehow it ended up going somewhere else, straight to the state budget. Every check includes a 1% charge. That extra 1% tax has gone back to the general fund since 2019, generating over $500 million. But that wasn't the original intent. The money was supposed to go to the city or town where the tax was generated. The owner of Tate's came to Hartford to speak at a public hearing on a bill to bring some of that money back.
So the hospitality industry is a cornerstone of whatever culture you might be a part of. And I think that it's important to understand that we can contribute much more to our communities this way than just the meal or the donation.
It's money that is generated inside our local economies, but it's sent straight to the state's general fund. Our towns get nothing. Our tourism marketing budget gets nothing, and our small businesses get nothing.
This is theft, folks. How is it not? How is it not theft? We're talking about a rate of $100 million a year since 2019. No one knows where the money is. No one knows how it was spent. And the places it was told, we were told it was supposed to go, it went nowhere near that. Just went into the general fund.
Scott Dolch from the Connecticut Restaurant and Hospitality Association has been leading the fight to get back the money and do what he calls common sense. Give 50% to the towns, the other 50% to the state tourism budget.
How about not try to get them back to common sense? How about return what you stole?
Democratic and Republican lawmakers agree on this one.
That they stole the money? I hope that's what they agree on. I hope they agree on the money has been stolen.
A lot of people think Connecticut tourism really is just Mystic, the casinos, or pizza. There's a lot more going on out there that we're not funding.
Yeah, like stolen money. We're not funding that.
Give us back what was designated for tourism. We're not asking for something that wasn't already designated for tourism. We're just asking them to give back what they've taken.
That's right. She's the only woman that got it right. She's just a restaurant goer. It's like, give back what you took. You stole it.
Now, the Finance Committee will have to give approval in order for this to go to the full General Assembly. So the bottom line is some Republicans and Democrats agree that the money should go to where it was intended, but there are a lot of people who are wondering how it went so far for so long in the wrong direction.
Yeah, you mean how it got stolen for so long? Year after year after year? I miss the days when back in the hood in Hollis, Queens, when somebody stole something from you, you handled it just a little different.
Hey there, got my money? Oh, you know what, just give me till next Friday, I'll have it for you. Oh, that's funny, I could have sworn I said have it today. Yeah, I don't have it, sorry. Oh, well, all right then. Yeah, that hurt? That hurt? What the hell? Yeah, it feels so good, does it? No, huh? Yeah, that's what happens, man. Oh my God! Yeah, that's what happens. Where's my money? You gonna give me my money?
Yeah, that's the way we would have handled it. You can't just steal from everybody and then turn around and say, my bad. My bad. Where's the money at? Don't know. No one kept an account of it. You took every dime of it. Every dime of it. No one knows where it is now. Do you remember how they sold it? Let's go to Mark Davis. The late Mark Davis, back in WTNH, back in 2019.
It was widely reported earlier this year that the new state budget imposes an additional 1% tax on restaurant meals, bringing that total meals tax to 7.35%. What you may have missed is that the 7.35% tax will also be imposed on many ready-to-eat prepared foods at the supermarket.
This idea was doomed from the start because the 1% tax, they slid in the little prepared food tax, and they got caught flat-footed doing
that have never been taxed before.
It is simply a money grab. That's all it is.
Republicans say it was sold to the public as a simple 1% tax on restaurant meals. But the list from the tax department shows dozens and dozens of prepared food items purchased at the grocery store that will now be subject to the tax. Like packages 8 ounces or less of spring salad mix, sliced vegetables, sliced watermelon, or potato salad.
If you buy 5 or less rolls or donuts, you will be taxed 7.35%. If you buy 6, no tax.
Governor Lamont admits he needed the money to balance his state budget, but sees this as a fairness issue.
Now here's the best part of this. Lamont says it's a fairness issue. He is the one who's, again, pretty much trumpeting this tax in 2019. It's the beginning of his administration, isn't it? That he's going to take the money. It has to be done. Give me the money, give me the money. Need to balance the budget.
I think our restaurants have been at a real disadvantage because people could go to grocery stores and buy the same thing you can get at a restaurant tax-free at the grocery store.
This long list from the state tax department showing all of the items that will now be subject to the meals tax is considered just an advisory opinion, which the Republicans say will cause a lot of confusion starting next month.
And the media barely paid any attention to the Republicans, which makes it crazy because 4 days later, WTNH reported this.
Lawmakers holding a conference to discuss the new tax on prepared foods. They're expected to voice their opposition on the 7.35% tax. Governor Lamont says the state too broadly interpreted a plan to tax prepared foods like the things in a grocery store deli.
4 days earlier, Lamont was standing by it, saying that it was unfair for restaurants. And then 4 days later, turns around and says, it's being misinterpreted. We need to go over it again. I screwed up.
They only planned an extra 1% on items already subject to the 6.35% sales tax, like sandwiches and pizza sold at restaurants and grocery stores.
Let's wait for the DRS review. I think we can do that, not necessarily with a special session. It's clarifying what was our intent, what was the legislature's intent when they voted on this. We can do that fast.
The legislature's intent. Really? The guy who said 4 days earlier needed it to balance the budget, then puts it on the legislature. Nothing to do with him. And now to know that over $500 million just disappeared. Yeah. You guys in November, please reward that. Please do. That's exactly what you do. And the fact that these news reporters are talking about it, it's like, we just don't know where the money went. Well, we'll start over. The new money that we're getting from the 1%, this time we'll give it to the restaurants and the towns. No intention. We'll have a vote on what we should do about the money we've already stolen. You guys are going to reward this on November. It is clear. Took them 5 years to figure out that they lost $500 million. Okay? 5 years to realize it. And now no one wants to talk about it. No one's on top of this story. Every person who's seen it has said, what? And everyone's just like, it just ended up in certain places. It just, really? It ended up in a general fund, and no one seems to know how that happened. And yet, no one's been asked either. No one's been asked. This is a re-election issue for everybody, especially for the legislators who voted for it, overwhelmingly in the supermajority. I don't want to hear this nonsense about Republicans and Democrats agree. They didn't agree in the passing of this law in 2019. But now here we are. And I got nothing. I got a couple of people outraged and no one asking questions. We got talk about funding free lunches, funding bus rides. Everything's being funded. All of the surplus is being talked about. And folks, here's another thing to recognize. In 2019, the first thing Lamont is pitching is this tax. Doing exactly what liberals do. Immediately start taxing. And took that tax, just 1%, which nobody should have been upset about. Just 1%, guys. It's just 1%. That's what the governor told us. It's just 1%. It's no big deal. And then to actually have the money stolen. And no one thinks that's important. It's a 5-year theft. $100 million a year. Hell, Doug McCrory, you're off the hook. What were we beefing about? You stole peanuts by comparison. And guess what? I looked it up. I went everywhere. News media, nothing. Nowhere. Susan Raff, only person who covered it. Everywhere else, maybe the Connecticut Mirror, maybe the Connecticut Insider. Everywhere else, nothing. Zero, nada. $500 million. Poof. Gone. And you guys, and this guy's got a 63% approval rating? Really, folks? This supermajority can stand? Come on. Come on. There's a reason why these folks are fighting for free and fair elections and voter ID. There's a reason. On top of that, to show you how arrogant and ridiculous these people are, you've got the 1,000 can rule where you got to show an ID. At the same time, all of this is happening. It's incredible. It's incredible what's being done right in your face. It's like sticking up the middle finger right at you. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Nothing. When we come back, Chris Murphy, I see, gave y'all the middle finger too. That was interesting. We'll be back. More news, more views. It's Reese on the radio.
Put those shovels away because spring is finally upon us. Hi, Dave Berger from Modern Plumbing Supply. Everyone knows that spring is the time for rebirth, renewal, and new beginnings. So what better way to welcome in spring than to give your old bathroom and kitchen a fresh start, a new beginning. Visit Modern Plumbing Showroom today on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin. See the latest trends, colors, and styles, and spring into a rebirth for your kitchen and bath.
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
Insurance companies often have a basic strategy: delay, deny, defend. Some try to grind you down, but they have another tremendous weapon, a software called Colossus. They know which attorneys are great and which are not so great. They know who is likely to take the last offer and who will take them by their scalp, kicking and screaming to trial. They know that they have to pay some firms early and fairly. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. The insurance companies have done their homework. Before you hire a lawyer for your injury case, do yours. Visit forthepeople.com and see our settlements and verdicts for cases like yours. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. When you hire the wrong firm, you may be beat before you start. All law firms are not the same. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 3:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We'll have breezy, mild conditions for the rest of the afternoon. All the forecast details coming up. An American-born Israeli soldier has been killed in action. Moshe Yitzchak Hakon Katz was 22. New Haven native was a sergeant in the IDF. In a Facebook post, his father says Katz was killed in battle in Lebanon. The official announcement of Sergeant Katz's death came on Sunday. UConn fans still walking on air following Sunday's improbable win in the regional finals. Braylon Mullins, the freshman, sank a 35-foot three-pointer with 0.4 of a second left to propel the Huskies to a come-from-behind 73-72 win over Duke and a trip to the Final Four. UConn will play Illinois on Saturday in Mullins' home state of Indiana. Tip-off set for a little after 9 in Indianapolis. As for the UConn women, they too are headed to the Final Four. Huskies defeated Notre Dame 70-52 in Fort Worth on Sunday. UConn awaits the winner of tonight's South Carolina TCU game as to who they'll face when they get to Phoenix. Connecticut Sun headed west. The WNBA franchise has been sold to the owners of the Houston Rockets for $300 million. The Sun will play their final season in the state this season, 2026, and then leave for Texas. Tension still high in Hartford following the firing of a police officer for shooting a man armed with a knife during a mental health crisis last month. The Greater Hartford African American Alliance is taking issue with comments made by the police union president about going to war with the mayor following Officer James Magnano's removal. Lieutenant James Rutkowski has said the shooting of Stevie Jones was justified because the 55-year-old was armed and refused repeated commands to drop the knife. President Trump has threatened widespread destruction of Iran's energy resources and other vital infrastructure if a deal to end the war is not reached shortly, in his words. WTIC News Time 3:32. Here's the forecast.
Breezy and warmer the rest of this afternoon. Times of clouds and sunshine, low humidity and dry brush will result in an elevated fire threat, high 71. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight. There could be a late night thunderstorm, low 52. Some rain in the area tomorrow morning, then becoming breezy and warm tomorrow afternoon. Clouds and a little sun, a stray shower, the high is 73. Clouds and sunny breaks on Wednesday, breezy and warm. A couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 76. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
67 right now in Hartford. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummies. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait. And don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
General Motors says it's topped 1 million miles of testing its autonomous driving technology in live traffic environments. GM is testing the technology in 34 states. In 2024, GM shut down its Cruise robotaxi business following several safety incidents. But it's planning on introducing a new self-driving system with a Cadillac Escalade in 2028. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner from Money Wisdom. Get the answers to your retirement questions at our free educational dinner workshop. Reserve your seat today to learn about different strategies to maximize your retirement income, ways to reduce your lifetime tax obligation, and much more. Call 1-800-208-SAFE. That's 800-208-7233.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
When you think about it, New England is like a McDonald's big breakfast. Maine's your big main course, the hotcakes. Vermont's the maple syrup, obviously. New Hampshire's your biscuit, that country comfort. Massachusetts, sausage patty. Its name is Patty. Rhode Island's your hash browns, tiny but treasured. Oh, and Connecticut's scrambled eggs. Not sure how to explain, but trust me. All that for just $5. Get our big breakfast at McDonald's. Limited time only. Price participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Champions are defined not by moments of glory, but by what they put in to get there. On the court, UConn's A.Z. Fudd, Caroline Ducharme, Morgan Shelley, and Sarah Williams show what it takes. And here in Connecticut, BPS Lawyers brings that same commitment in the courtroom.
National champions on the court, local champions in the courtroom. Different arenas, same pursuit of excellence.
One full-service firm, all your legal needs, always.
BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Visit bpslawyers.com.
Brian Jackman here for Serta Pro Painters. It's time. We're about to go to springtime, and the spring sales event could get you 10% off qualifying projects through May the 15th. And Serta Pro, those folks are awesome. They're independently owned and operated right here in our community. They did my kitchen. They were there on time. The estimate was excellent, and they did, by the way, a great job. Serta Pro Painters. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Listen to WTIC News Talk 1080 on the free Odyssey app. Download and like WTIC today for alerts on special programming.
We'll talk a little bit about UConn, and congratulations to them. Epic shot, game, and deserve all the accolades. We'll talk about them. Weirdly enough, folks, I say it all the time. I don't know. I think it's me. Too. I think it's me. Just for some odd reason, last time I was here, 2004, you guys remember? With it looks promising. We'll see. Men and women's, huh? Was this the sixth time, right? Sixth time it's happened that both of them reached the Final Four. So good luck to them. We'll talk a little bit about them in this game because, of course, there's other news related to sports here in Connecticut. You may have heard that in the top of the hour. We'll get into that as well. It's not. You need UConn to have this story because it completely drowns out the bad news. You know, the minor league team that's gone. The Islanders minor league team going to Canada, and now the Sun going to Houston. It's ugly. You need UConn. Like, people will forget that the Connecticut Sun was ever here. UConn men and women, you guys are gonna have to win every year in order to sort of lessen the sting. We'll talk about that later on. I'll get to the phones now. Why not? Tom is in Thomaston. What's going on, big guy? How was your weekend?
It was good. Oh, that UConn that last minute of that game was epic. Oh, it was epic.
I hope that's not the end of the epic run, though.
Yeah, no. 2 more games, and I'm all in. Reese, but, speaking of that UConn game, I won't go into it because you're going to talk about it later.
Yeah.
But the one thing the state of Connecticut has is UConn basketball.
Yeah.
And what do the dummies at UConn do this year? They put all the big men games behind the paywall of Peacock Network, so you had to pay extra to watch it. What is wrong with the people in state of Connecticut?
They should have worked out some sort of television deal for Connecticut to watch it for free. Imagine the unifying that would have done for the state. You know what I mean? It's not like the Final Four or approaching the Final Four or March Madness isn't a huge gain for a state to be there, especially in men's and women.
Yeah, they already had it on Fox Sports 1.
Yeah.
So a few years ago. So you had to buy the top tier of the sports, an extra $40 or so.
Yeah.
I did it because I want to watch it. Now this year, the last 7 or 8 big games, I said, screw it. I'm not paying another penny.
Maybe somebody will get it right next time around.
It's so insulting. It's so insulting.
I know you wanted to get into something else. Did you want to talk about the $500 million they stole, or did you want to talk about No Kings?
Yeah, I'm almost surprised that female reporter wasn't more matter of fact. She was kind of surprised. Oh, where'd all this money go? I mean, come on.
That's like, it was put into the general fund. I'm like, it's way more than just being put in the general fund. It's gone. It's not like it's still sitting there. They used it.
Reese, between the state overtaxing us and the Somalis ripping us off, we could all be living in luxury, Reese.
If I may,
luxury.
Can I get what Bruce said? Bruce is in the chat room. He said this, and he's right, and I'm almost considering it. Adam 12, you might want to get on this. Bruce says, call Nick Shirley. He's the only one who'll do anything.
Yeah,
I think I am almost compelled to reach out to Nick Shirley. Yeah, you're right. I think we will.
He'll talk to you. You're a newsman. He'll talk to you.
I think you're right. I think we need Nick Shirley here.
Good thing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Bro.
Let's go to Crazy Joe in Simsbury. What's up, man?
Crazy Joe. So, yeah, I was crazy when that basket went in. Let me tell you. But what I want to kind of combine your No Kings experience with what you were talking about, Lamont and the 63%.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you met some normal people that were not extras for the next Marvel movie.
No, these people were very, very respectful, and it seemed like they were more excited for people driving by and honking the horn, like they felt they wanted to be recognized for their efforts, and that's why they were, I will use the word jovial at best, is what they were. And they were very, except for some other people who were usual agitators who were there, they were few and far between. Most of the people there were middle-aged, suburbanite folks who were engaged in conversation.
That's nice to hear. My opinion, though, of the overall group, the millions across the country that did this, is that these are very dangerous people, and they're dangerous from a few standpoints. I believe that they will go for anything that hurts the United States of America if it's something that Donald Trump wants.
Yep.
And the immediate thing that comes to mind is we can all disagree on policy. I was arguing with someone about the Iran war, and they were saying, well, gas is $4 now. It's like, yeah, where were you? Are you going to California before the war because of what they were paying?
2022, even here in this state, in 2022, we were looking at 9% inflation and well over $5 a gallon.
Yeah, so I looked at that ongoing discussion that I'm having with this person as a difference in policy, and I'm being a little snippy. He's being snippy, but I'm respectful of him.
Right.
But you have people out there who I can understand where they're saying don't remove, illegals and families and nice people.
Right.
They don't draw that line.
No.
They want illegal criminals to remain in this country.
Yes, they do.
And I believe, and I don't know that I'm going to identify it properly, that they either lack the ability to look at cause and effect, or they're hypocrites or whatever, but I don't believe that these people are just misinformed people. Because if you're that stupid, if you're that unaware of all the things that have been going on with illegal criminals and the execution of young women in this country, and you could stand there and put Donald Trump and your hatred for him against that, as far as I'm concerned, you're one of these people that has led to the downfall of many, many countries over the history of the world. And there is no excuse for them with the internet to be able to find out what the truth is on a lot of stuff. But I want to bring up a Simsbury, Glastonbury issue as it relates to Lamont and the 63%.
Okay.
And this kind of goes to the whole issue of, I find a lot of these people to be dangerous, even if they weren't out there doing the No Kings thing because they had other stuff to do. They didn't want to go out and honk, have cars honk at them.
Yeah.
In Simsbury recently, they announced our zoning board. We are a Democrat town. We our zoning board defeated a proposal from a developer to put in 500 housing units.
I do know this story.
And the developer turned around and went and used the most recent layering of the law having to do with affordable housing, and has now come back and said, well, then we're going to go with, under the law, you can't stop us. We're putting in 669. That's going to have a massive impact on our taxes, on whether or not we may have to build a new elementary school. And in the Simsbury chat page, 90% or more of the people were against this. There were a few that were for it, and they were either dumb or they're part of the grift.
Right.
And the fact is that Glastonbury is the exact same thing. Glastonbury went and voted Democrat, and now someone wants to put an affordable housing complex across the street from an elementary school. And I look at this situation, I'm like, folks, we argued with you about this.
Mm-hmm.
You told us this was not going to happen, that
That's
we
right.
were liars. And now you're complaining about this happening. We can't stop it. The Democrats that you are on our zoning board and the Republicans on our zoning board would love to stop it. They tried to. They can't. But now you would think that these people would say, oh, well, if we can't stop it, this is ridiculous. It's going to ruin the town. Next election, I'm not voting for Lamont.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to do that.
No, exactly.
They're not doing that.
It's so funny. They
They
double down on the useful idiocy. That's what it is. That's exactly what they're going to do. They don't even recognize now that the thing that's going to happen to them is a result of them being used, right? Because they keep just like, yeah, they're going to do it, but they're not going to do it with us. And then they do it to them, and then they turn around and go, wait a minute, I was just helping out. And they go, thank you for your service. And you sure enough got hosed. And guess what? You're right. And guess what? Then they'll turn around when a general election happens in November, right? And Governor Lamont or whoever the Republican is, they will go, yes, the person who needs to pay is the Republican. They don't get my vote. We'll just vote again for Lamont, the guy who actually did what he did to our town.
And there's so many things that you and I could go down the list that are going on in this state right now that would fit exactly into the argument that you just made.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is what makes these people dangerous.
Yeah.
There's something not right with them. This was not like this when I was younger with, watching my parents deal with politics.
Yeah. It's funny because,
something very different now about these people. But what scares me is there's so much more information now so that you don't have to make that kind of stupid decision.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. There is no excuse now, and they do know it. And what they're doing is they're voting for their own demise. But I think you nailed it when you said that there is a degree of stupidity here. I think they've chosen their poison, and they're going to stick to it, to complain about it even after the fact. There's that thing like alcoholism that we always say in AA. At some point, when is enough going to be enough? And you hope that that's what happens here, that these people's sort of alcoholism for Democrat policy finally gets them to a rock bottom. Then they go, no more. I got to get sober. I mean, it's the best way I can put it. So,
well, yeah, we get that far. I don't know how we crawl out, though.
You might be right. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, I think it's 100% right. I think that's the analogy to make. Because, again, here it is. Alcohol. Look, Democrat policies do exactly what everyone says it's going to do. Right? It does the thing. It does the damage. They go, no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So they just take more of it, and they take more of it, and they stand for it, and then it happens to them. And then they come out and go, what happened? And I was like, well, you drank the Kool-Aid. We told you not to, but you wouldn't listen to us because we're your mortal enemy. Right? We're the liars. And then it happens, and instead of saying, and this is what I told you guys back in 2022, after we had already dealt with a couple of years of Joe Biden, I said, the only thing you could do is come up to us and we'd accept it. Just walk up and say, you know what? Sorry, man. You were right. You were right. You know what? We'll make it right the next time. And a lot of people did. 2024, we got the election of Donald Trump again. Some people did. Some people said, you know what? They were right. And you apologize. You apologized at the ballot. But the question's going to be whether or not you're going to do it now. They're stealing from you. They're destroying your neighborhoods, and they will. You will give them a blank check to do so this November. Think about it. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio.
Everyone needs to have at least one person in their corner in life. When you don't, it's an extremely lonely and frightening place to be. But knowing you have that one person gives you peace and hope. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Since 1988, myself and my firm have been in so many corners for so many clients for so many years. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason, and it's not even close. We fought like hell for you. We fight the bullies, automobile insurance companies, the makers of unsafe products, medical providers who injured or killed their own patients. It has been such an honor and made my life complete. If you ever need us, it's easy. On your mobile device or computer, visit forthepeople.com, and then we get to work 24/7. Whether you're hurt in a car crash, injured on the job, or have questions about your Social Security, we're here for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, brain fog, low sex drive, and it makes it tough to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is important to our overall health and well-being. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if some or all of those symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. But more than this, we can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
By the way, tomorrow, TJ Duarte of the Duarte Show, 16-year-old high school student and broadcaster, will be here on the show at, I think it's 4 o'clock after school. He and his mom are coming down here to have a conversation with yours truly. We'll talk to him about how he got involved in politics and in school politics and, of course, his podcast as well. So stay tuned for that. It'd be an opportunity to listen to our young people and talk about the things that they're involved in. Politics is big with the kids now. Which I wish it was like that way when I was a kid, but, generations, all that information, what do you expect? Also, let me see, we got a Red Sox game on Wednesday. We're online, and on Friday, Good Friday, we're also online. We've got Devon Ward, who's coming in on Thursday. We'll be here for that, not online. Well, online as well. He is the ombudsman for corrections. He'll be here to talk about the recent string of deaths that have happened inside correction facilities. And on Friday, we've got my pastor, Pastor Todd, and Alex Decker of the Bandits. He will be here as well. They'll be performing live this Good Friday. I'll take some phone calls in the next break. Thankfully today, folks, we have another installment of Negro Nonsense. Yeah! Stand by for that. Hartford is at war with itself. We got the mayor, we got the chief, we got the president of the Hartford Police Union. All of them are under fire, or pretty much firing at each other, figuratively. That seems to be going back and forth. There's a whole bunch of conversation about that. Also, remember to go to the ReeseOnTheRadio.com page. That's REESE on the radio.com. Read my recent Substack, Al Sharpton, King for a Day, talking about how he came into town and pretty much ruled with an iron fist to get a police officer, Joe Magnano, fired. That is in our Substack this week. You can find it at reeseontheradio.com, plus a whole bunch of other stuff. We've got the stupidest thing I read today clips that are there. If you've missed any of those, that usually happens. We have a new one today. Also, music news is coming up. Kathleen says your new Substack is awesome. Thank you so much for that. Anita is new to at least to me. You may have been here for a while, Anita, and I may have missed you, but if I did, I apologize, but welcome nonetheless. She says that most people only watch the mainstream news. It's funny you said that because that's what I experienced at the No Kings rally in the Farmington-Avon area, is that many of them were moved by the headlines in the New York Times. I had to explain to them that a lot of people don't know this, that even the newsrooms at Fox News get their sort of production from the pages of the New York Post, the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the, the Wall Street Journal. And the New York Post, because that's Wall Street Journal and the New York Post are their sister companies. But the New York Times leads the news cycle in news media. You can damn well bet CNN and MSNBC or MS Now, the New York Times is everything on their network is based upon those headlines. So they were very struck by the idea that at Fox News, that the New York Times drives the news cycle. So again, I tried to explain to them, this is why you're outraged. And if you're reading the New York Times and you're outraged, well, that's its intent. So they learned. Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Our good friend Mark Christopher is back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, sir.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you and to everyone. If you're westbound 84, we are dealing with an accident now between exit 47 and 46. The left lane is blocked there. You've got delays back to 56 Governor Street behind that. 91 southbound slowing 33 down to 32 A and B. If you're traveling eastbound 84, a little tight as you move 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 2 eastbounds looking good into Glastonbury. Quiet so far in Middletown. 84 eastbound in Southbury, some slow traffic as you move between 16 and 17. And if you're traveling down in toward New Haven, 91 in the Parkway, both doing well. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by Staples.
Staples has hundreds of great ways to boost your brand, like spectacular signs, brilliant brochures, eye-popping posters, mouth-watering menus, and more. Shop now through April 18th and save up to $125 on all your custom prints. Staples, that was easy.
WTIC weather.
Intervals of clouds and sun the rest of this afternoon. Breezy and warmer. An elevated fire threat due to low humidity and dry brush. High 71. Some clouds tonight. Can't rule out a late night thunderstorm. Low 52. A little rain in the area tomorrow morning. Clouds and some sun tomorrow afternoon. Breezy and warm. A spotty shower at a high of 73. Wednesday, clouds and occasional sun. Breezy and warm. A couple of showers and a thunderstorm around. High 76. The record is 78. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Follow WTIC News Talk 1080. Don't miss out on important updates in Connecticut. From breaking need-to-know news, weather alerts, and more. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app. Now, there's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 4 o'clock, Hartford temperature 68 degrees. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. A deadly school shooting today in Texas.
The Como County Sheriff's Office says a student shot a teacher and then shot himself at Hill County College Preparatory High School in Bulverde. The 15-year-old boy died at the scene. The teacher was rushed to a hospital in San Antonio, about 25 miles north. No word on her condition. The school was put on lockdown and the students transported to a middle school to be reunited with their families. Heather Bosch, CBS News.
President Trump has signed an executive order to pay TSA agents. Some have returned to their jobs after receiving their checks. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says Congress needs to come back and do its job.
Nothing will be truly normal again until Democrats do the right thing to fund this agency fully.
Democratic Senator Chris Coons of Delaware says,
we want reforms to how ICE and Border Patrol are conducting immigration enforcement actions, and we've negotiated about that. Ultimately, Senate Majority Leader Thune decided, nope, we're not going to do that.
Back here, State House Republicans call the governor's plan to mail out energy rebate checks an election year ploy. They are proposing something they call more permanent. State Representative Joe Paletta.
What we want to do is double the state property tax credit from $300 to $650. Okay, so that's right away savings. It would be a write-off on their state income tax. We stood here at this podium less than a year ago and talked about something similar to this, and unfortunately, the Democrats did not take up our issue.
Republicans also calling on Connecticut to reclaim tax revenue being lost to New York State through the so-called convenience rule. That's when remote workers in Connecticut working for New York companies are taxed by New York. Democratic lawmakers say they'll have their full budget tomorrow. Investigations continuing into the deaths of 4 people on Friday in Plainville. 27-year-old Patrick King, they say, shot his girlfriend, his daughter, and her daughter from a prior relationship before turning the gun on himself. Officers say the gun used in the shootings was legally registered to King. The victims were all found in a Milford Street home after police say they received a call from King's sisters saying he had shot the 3 and was going to kill himself. Police used pepper gas to enter the home before finding the bodies inside. President Trump threatening to obliterate Iran's energy structure if it doesn't reopen the Strait of Hormuz and stand down in the 4-week-old war. Correspondent Natalie Brands at the White House.
We know that Pakistan, which as we've been talking about, wants to serve or act as a mediator here. They put out a new statement over the weekend saying the country, would be honored to host and facilitate talks between the U.S. and Iran, hoping that could lead to a comprehensive and lasting peace.
UConn 73, Duke 72. Sounds simple, but it really wasn't. Duke led by 19 points in the first half Sunday. UConn started 1 for 18 from three-point land, but fought its way back. Then freshman Braylon Mullins became an instant UConn legend and hitting an unforgettable shot.
Leading by 2 with 10 seconds left, all Duke had to do was hold the ball. UConn was trying to foul when the Blue Devils' Caden Boozer threw one pass too many, deflected by UConn's Silas Demery.
Either we get the steal here or they just get an open dunk, so just gave him my all, jumped and deflected it.
Braylon Mullins picked it up at midcourt and passed it to Alex Caraban, not in a great position to shoot. Caraban passed it back to Mullins.
I mean, I seen Braylon for some reason. I just had that gut instinct to pass it to him.
With time winding down, Mullins was at least 35 feet from the basket.
And he sank the winning shot with 0.4 of a second remaining. UConn will play Illinois Saturday at Indianapolis. Game time just after 6. And the UConn women also headed to the Final Four. They beat Notre Dame 70-52 to punch their ticket. And they'll play Friday, the winner of tonight's South Carolina TCU match. Wall Street, the Dow up 49 points. NASDAQ down 153. S&P down 25. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's Reese on the radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Reese is on the radio. Hey, hey, here we go now. He's on the radio. Hey, hey, one time. He's on the radio.
That's right. Reese is on the radio, and in the next hour, we're going to talk about a slew of things. Hartford at war with itself. Mayor Arunin versus the president of the Hartford Union, James Rutowski. The African American Alliance, which is now asking for his ouster as well. We'll talk about that. And, of course, a rumor related to the Hartford police chief. We'll clear that up as well. Also, we got the stupidest thing I've read today. This one is truly stupid, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Also, in the news, there was a story we didn't get into last week, which was, where was the document was here. It was, why is Linda McMahon not on the radio here in Connecticut after being turned down to speak at several schools? Now she's going to be speaking at Yale. And we're trying to figure out why Ben Proto has not made that happen. Also, it turns out Ben Proto's in another back and forth with Jonathan DeBarros, who made it to the Gateway Pundit over the weekend. We'll talk about that as well. So stand by. Your telephone calls as well are coming up at 860-522-WTIC. Let's get another check of traffic and weather with Mark Christopher, who's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. And this traffic report being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. If you're on the westbound side of 84, you're going to see slow traffic now coming into downtown in East Hartford as you move from exit 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney Street. 84 eastbound is a little tight, 46th Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays 33 down to 32 A&B. If you're 91 southbound in Wethersfield, the ramp to 25N. That's the ramp that takes you over to the Putnam Bridge. That is shut down because of an accident on that ramp. If you are traveling 2 eastbound, you're okay into Glastonbury. 9 northbound's a little slow approaching the Aragoni Bridge. 91 southbound, you're tight, 18 to 17 in Meriden. If you are traveling on the eastbound side of 84, that is shut down now at exit 16 because of a crash, a vehicle fire between exit 16 and 17 on the Southbury Waterbury line. So once again, 84 eastbound shut down at exit 16 because of that problem. And if you're heading 91 in the Parkway in toward New Haven, no problems there. Traffic moves slow, but your transformation shouldn't. Columbia Implant Center provides full dental implants in just one visit. Open 7 days a week in Manchester to fit your busy life. Get your smile back today at ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Breezy and warmer today as compared to the weekend. A mix of clouds and sun. Now the dry weather and low humidity along with a gusty breeze leading to an elevated brush fire threat. Today's high 71. Turning mostly cloudy tonight. Could be a late night shower, even a thunderstorm. A low of 52. We do expect some rain for a while tomorrow morning, but nice and warm tomorrow afternoon. Becoming breezy. Mix of clouds and sun. No more than a stray shower. The high is 73. Wednesday, warm and breezy. Clouds and occasional sun. Couple of showers. Maybe an afternoon thunderstorm. And a high temperature up to 76 degrees. The record is 78. Right now it is 70 degrees in Bristol, 68 in Waterbury, and 69 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
For quality vinyl siding, the Peter L. Brown Company is your best choice. Let us show you the difference a beautifully installed Peter L. Brown vinyl siding job can make. Please visit peterlbrown.com for roofing, siding, windows, and doors.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Okay. Can we all agree we've had enough of winter? Are we all on the same page? Well, spring might be right around the corner, but we all know March weather can give us pretty much anything. Bob Cox and the WTIC weather team will help you get to spring and the warm days ahead. Don't let the unpredictable March weather catch you off guard. Tune in for Weather on the 8s every morning and afternoon and throughout the day to stay informed and prepared. Connecticut's most accurate local weather is on WTIC News Talk 1080, and that's something we can all agree on.
I'm John Morgan at Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Over 35 years, I've seen it all. Car crashes, work injuries, defective products, medical mistakes, lives flipped upside down in an instant. But I've also seen something else, the power of fighting back, the power of winning. Over $30 billion recovered and counting. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Injured? Dial Pound Law. Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back to the phones we go. Let's start off with Dave in Brantford. How we doing? Oh, sorry, Gerald. I apologize. I grabbed you first. Hi, Gerald. How are you?
Hey there, Reese. How's it going?
Pretty good, sir. What do you got for me?
Yeah, I've been a big-time UConn fan since I was 10 years old, 1990, the Dream season.
Okay.
And every single time UConn and Duke meet up in the tournament, it's always a classic. Now, if you look at UConn's history in college basketball, they've now, in a short period, done stuff that no other team has done in the history of college basketball. For one, men and women have, both won championships the same year twice.
Mm-hmm.
This year might be another one. We've now called the college basketball capital of the world because of the 6 on the men's side and the 12 on the women's side.
Indeed.
The men yesterday made history by, for the very first time, a number 1 seed, leading by 15 points at halftime, blew it, and up to that point it was 134-0 for a 1 seed. Now there's 1 loss for 1 seed on that count. A couple of years ago, back in 24, when UConn was blowing everybody out, they were saying all sorts of records in the Big East, records national in the tournament.
Yep.
For a blowout. I mean, it's incredible the number of things UConn has done record-wise. I mean, they had that 6 overtime game at Madison Square Garden in 2009, second longest college basketball game ever.
It actually, listen, it is a storied season for them, and I think that's kind of, for both of them, men and women's, it's kind of one of those things that you have to see happen. It's not so much a Cinderella story, but it kind of feels like one. And you know what else happened, Gerald? If you may have missed it, this weekend, 2 things we found out. We found out that at the protest, there were no Kings, and on the basketball court, there are no Dukes.
I like that a lot. And one more thing. You know, think about where we live, what part of the country and everything.
Yeah.
Springfield, Mass. is where basketball was invented. Basketball is the most American sport of them all because baseball has its antecedents in cricket, football, in rugby.
Yep.
Basketball was created up in Springfield, Mass. That's where the Hall of Fame is. Boston Celtics in professional basketball have the most double championships. And in college basketball, UConn is the college basketball capital of the world.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, it's a prideful day for Nutmeggers, and we should all be joining together to root them on in the Final Four, if not the national championship. Thank you, Gerald. I appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you.
You got it. Dave now. I apologize, Dave. I meant to go to you earlier. What's up, man?
That's all right. I have 2 minor and a major subject to do. We'll start with UConn because the last guy did. We got 7 blood relatives, all from Storrs graduates, and 1 girlfriend, who's the 8th one, who's not a relative yet, but she might be. And and the degrees are from 1975, most recent 2022, and every one of those degrees shines a little more brightly because Connecticut hired the coaches. We made the effort to be as good as we are. And no matter where we go or on vacation, people find out you're from Connecticut. kind of the first thing they ask.
Yeah.
Are you a UConn basketball fan? And I think it's hard to rehabilitate an old degree.
Yeah.
College degree.
Hey, it's one of those things where you wear it proudly. It's not like Major League baseball, football, or anything for that matter. College basketball has a certain lure. Whenever you go, it's like it just has that phenomenal sort of attachment, if you will. It really is a community sport.
And we've been at it from the beginning, just because, we went to UConn so long ago. Subject to, you gave a master class on that 1% food preparation tax that magically morphed into a 7.35% tax on prepared food items, which is a tax on food. Can you imagine a Democrat taxing at that high rate and necessity like food? They have no shame whatsoever. And you did a magnificent expose on what they pulled off.
Yeah.
And they're paying no price for it. It's disgusting. I am a little bit of a nerd. I guess I'm as bad as you. I went to a No Kings protest on Saturday.
Did you?
I went to protest the protesters, basically. But I was, a low-temperature protest.
Right.
Mine said, I have to read this, mine said, kick out Connecticut Kings. And then on the other side of the sign, it said, end one-party rule.
Yeah.
Vote Republican. And, a surprising number of people, you could tell they approved of the message until they got to the very end of it. Vote Republican. And then they realized, oh, my God, an enemy in our midst. A little bit, I agree with you. There was not a single black person at the Branford Green protest.
Wow.
Barely any recognizable Hispanics, though they were up on the stage.
Yep.
Speaking barely literate English. I don't mean to be rude.
When I came to this country, I had nothing.
There was a bunch of bad language. MAGA was make a-holes go away.
Yeah.
When they spelled it out, there was the F Trump signs, a whole lot of bad language.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
child-friendly. Really, I heard, and there was a lot of boilerplate stuff. They read out the 12 things, all trans women are women.
No, they didn't.
They read all 12. No one is illegal who stands on stolen land.
Oh.
It just was boilerplate, nothing original. And I want to end it on this. I heard one of the news cuts. Apparently, Governor Lamont sang "Get up, stand for your rights."
Why?
Or at least he said the words. Again, he did that early in his.
He sure did. I remember it.
And I would like to say my favorite Marley song is Chant Down Babylon. And we live in a one blue state. We live in Babylon.
That's right.
And I went to the protest march to Chant Down Babylon. By the way, they were very respectful. No one gave me any trouble at all. And I on purpose didn't talk to anyone lest it be misconstrued as agitation. Thanks for letting me on.
You got it, sir. Thank you again.
Bye.
Babylon, you'll soon come down, come down. I know that song all too well. Hey, the guy who inspired today's show is on the line, and that 1% tax, none other than Rudy in Florida. Yeah, you are the person who inspired that monologue today.
Thank you. What I don't understand is why the Connecticut Sun is smarter than you.
The Connecticut
They're
Sun,
leaving
because
Connecticut
they're
to
leaving.
Go to Texas.
Hey,
you left Texas to go to Connecticut.
Hold on. Let's be 100% clear, okay? Connecticut had no choice because the WNBA was not going to sell the team to Connecticut. They had no choice in the matter. Everything they tried to do to buy that team here in Connecticut was completely shouted down. And here's where it gets worse. Connecticut was going to spend $75 million more to keep it here, and they're going to Houston at a cheaper rate.
Excuses are like what?
Hey, you can say what you want. Tell me why. Here's the thing. Why wouldn't Connecticut fight to keep that team here? It could have done everything it wanted to, but there's a reason why they left, and that's because the team always wanted to leave. They always did.
So the underlying issue really isn't them. It's why did you leave Texas to pay?
I still own a home there, Rudy. I came here because
Were you paying taxes at? Were you paying taxes at?
Me? I'm paying taxes. I don't pay property taxes. My wife's a veteran.
Income tax?
Well, I don't. I'm not a resident here. I don't vote here. I have to vote in Texas. I live here.
I'm going to shut up before the Connecticut Department of Revenue gets on
Hey,
the
they
show.
can't do anything about it. That's what my residency is there. And as soon as I change my driver's license here, that will then change. But my residency is in Texas.
I did call about the No Kings rally, but Joe made a lot of great points, and I give him that.
Okay.
But we've been saying this for 20 years in Connecticut, and it's like you could cry on the radio about what's wrong. You got to go out and do something. Like you and Dave, the last caller, you both actually did something. You went out in public.
Oh yeah, you got to. There's no other way.
And I don't know if you were aware of everything that's going around, but about an hour ago, the FBI announced that Michigan synagogue,
was a terrorist attack
by Hezbollah.
Hezbollah, yes.
Yeah, and then Canada is going to confiscate everyone's weapons that are semi-automatic by October 31st.
Don't forget the other story in Canada. What else can you go to jail for there?
Probably listen to this radio show.
No. If you recite a Christian Bible verse in public.
I saw that. And, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, if you're in Connecticut, it's coming to you before it comes to me in Florida.
I agree.
Reese will be living in his basement in Texas before it comes to Texas. So
there are no basements in Texas.
You know what's funny? There's no basements in Florida, but guess what? Where I work at, we have a basement. We have an elevator that goes down. It doesn't go up. We're a 2-story building.
Yeah.
With an elevator that goes from the ground floor to the basement. I'm not lying.
Wow, that's wild.
And it was a hotel back in the day, and it burnt down. And there's a speakeasy in the basement that the Dixie Mafia ran moonshine out of.
Oh, really?
During Prohibition. Yeah. So there's a tunnel system that connects my building to City Hall, the police station, the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never seen a basement in Florida until I was there. But and UConn isn't the basketball capital of the world. I'm going to take that away because the Celtics.
No. Hold on. He said college basketball. He said college basketball.
Well, I'm going to go basketball because basketball wasn't college or pro. It was invented in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
He made that clear. He made that clear.
So the No Kings rally, they barely showed up right down the street from where I work. And it's actually pathetic. We've had this conversation. And
because it's Florida, Rudy. I mean, come on.
I know, but if Donald Trump, who, I only like 60% of what comes out of his mouth.
Okay.
I'm never going to go against Donald Trump.
Right.
I'm not a big fan.
Right.
But it's a hell of a lot better than voting for Camilla.
Rudy, I'm going to let you go, but I'll say this. You said that you support at least 60% of what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth. Imagine the contrast to that. Democrats only support Democrats at a rate of 27%. So you're doing far better.
Let me throw one horseshoe at you.
Yes.
Is Aaron Stefanowski the favorite for the Republican nomination? That's what you're going for, Aaron Stefanowski.
Listen,
that term. I'm giving you this. I'm giving you this as a gift. Aaron Stefanowski is running for governor in Connecticut.
Wow. I am not getting into that debate. Thank you, Rudy. I appreciate you, man. I'm not getting into that debate at all. Not until we actually have our debate. Which, by the way, I'm waiting for my emails from Ryan Fazio and, of course, from Betsy. Let's make sure we get those emails back. In fact, I'm looking here just to make sure I got them. Okay, maybe I did. I have to double check. When we come back, stupidest thing I read today, and we've also got music news. I thought the Alamo had a basement because Pee Wee Herman was looking for a spike, Ned says. Craig says, that's not how it works, Reese. You'll be taxed in Connecticut because your income is earned in Connecticut. That I cannot avoid. That I cannot. But I don't vote here. So, and, once I renew my driver's license, which I can either go back to Texas to do, or I can do it here, which I think I'm probably just going to do it here. so I don't have to do all that. So yes, I know the drill as it goes. So yeah, don't worry. There won't be any evading taxes here. It never works out for people in broadcasting or in media when they dodge taxes. You can damn well bet. I've already filed my taxes. In fact, I did. I already did. I filed them already. I should have filed them a week ago, but I dragged. And at least I did it before April this year, because Lord knows I was dragging my butt real hard on getting it done, because I hate doing taxes, but they must be done, and they're finally taken care of. All right, when we come back, stupidest thing I read today. Also, why is Ben Proto not getting Linda McMahon on all of the radio and TV stations here in Connecticut? She's being denied an audience with our public schools, and she should be allowed to share what she has to share with her hometown, but it's not being done. And we'll talk about that in a bit as well. And Jonathan DeBarros in the Gateway Pundit over the weekend, and also in the Connecticut Insider, what he's alleging. And I don't know, maybe we'll have Jonathan on the show. If somebody out there knows him, let him know that, well, I know him too, but just tell him that I mentioned it. Apparently, there was a bribe. That's what he's saying. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he is back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you are traveling right now on the southbound side of I-91, we had an accident on the exit 25N off-ramp that takes you over to the Putnam Bridge. It looks like they've reopened that off-ramp, so just be patient through there. There's still a little bit of a delay getting through there. But you've got traffic backed up now from exit 28 down to 25N. Because of that earlier problem. Southbound 91 into Hartford slowing 33 down to 32 A and B. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound sluggish 46 into the tunnel. If you're traveling to westbound in East Hartford, just a little slow as you merge with 84 west. 9 northbound, you've got slow traffic now. Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound is closed now in Southbury because of a vehicle fire between exits 16 and 17 on the eastbound side of 84. So look for that road closure there. If you are traveling westbound 84 into Hartford, this has just popped up now. We have an accident between exit 54 and 51, which puts it right near the Bulkley Bridge. If not on it, the right lane is shut down there. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
This afternoon, breezy and warmer. An elevated fire threat due to low humidity and dry brush, high 71. Some clouds tonight. Can't rule out a late night thunderstorm, low 52. A little rain in the area tomorrow morning. Clouds and some sun tomorrow afternoon. Breezy and warm. A spotty shower at a high of 73. Wednesday, clouds and occasional sun. Breezy and warm. A couple of showers and a thunderstorm around. High 76. The record is 78. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 4:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Mainly cloudy skies out there. Temperature is 69 degrees in Hartford. The UConn men's basketball team is Final Four bound. Freshman guard Braylon Mullins hit arguably the biggest shot in program history this side of Tate George's over 35 years ago to propel the Huskies past Duke on Sunday. UConn plays Illinois in one Final Four matchup on Saturday. The UConn women also headed to the Final Four as well. They'll take on the winner of tonight's South Carolina TCU showdown on Friday. Connecticut Sun have reached agreement to sell the team to Houston Rockets owners for a record $300 million. That, according to a person familiar with the deal. The plan is to move the club to Houston after the 2026 season. The WNBA Board of Governors still needs to approve the sale and the move. In Plainville, police are continuing to investigate after 4 people died in a home in town on Friday. They say Patrick King killed his girlfriend and 2 children before turning the gun on himself in the Milford Street home following a standoff with police. Bridgeport Fire Department mourning the loss of one of its own. Terrence Kramer was shot in Stratford on Saturday. He was found in the early morning hours on Feely Street. Under arrest is Jabari Bush. 41-year-old was in court today to face murder charges. Transportation Safety Administration says most of its officers received most of their back pay today for working during the shutdown. Weary travelers are hoping the overdue paychecks will end the hours-long waits in security at several major airports across the country. Wait times began improving when the TSA were promised their first paychecks in weeks. Bottlenecks, in fact, disappeared at airports in Atlanta and Houston this morning. Wall Street, the Dow was mixed today, or the markets were mixed today. The Dow was up 49, the NASDAQ down 153, and the S&P down 25 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Sex, intimacy, love. These three things are critical to a good relationship. That's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At Northeast Men's Health, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, let's do it.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
After 25 years, there's an answer.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
That's right. A new study from Hellman's and Northumbria University in England confirms that mayonnaise qualifies as a musical instrument under established organological rules. Organological rules. That's the science of musical instruments. Researchers showed it can produce or modify sound in repeatable, intentional ways, whether squeezed from a bottle, struck like a drum, or poured. Mayonnaise can now make music because the emulsion structure creates unique acoustic textures that change the mayo itself with each use. They even composed an original track called Mayonnaise is an Instrument, using nothing but mayo-generated sounds. The experiment finally answers, of course, the age-old 25-year-old question.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Yes, it is. Dr. Rachel Durkin explained that music has always evolved through creative experimentation with everyday materials, and this one proves unconventional items can deliver some sonic possibilities when used with purpose. That's right. Mayonnaise is now an instrument. And I'm not kidding you, folks. Go to Hellman's Mayonnaise website and their YouTube page, and they have created a 10-second ad on it bragging about the fact that mayonnaise is now an instrument. That's it's got to be the dumbest thing that I've ever read. And I keep trying to find out, what is this school, Northumbria University, famous for? I don't know, but this is what they do. And it's absolutely ridiculous. When we come back, why is it that we don't have conversations with Linda McMahon happening on all news media fronts, or at least conservative ones, here in Connecticut? And people are saying that Ben Proto should be the person. He is the liaison for Connecticut to Washington, as the Connecticut GOP should be reaching out to her and saying, look, if they won't allow you to speak at schools, we will get you on the air. That's what should be happening. But it's not. We'll talk about that a little bit when we come back. Actually, before we get into that, looks like we've got Jonathan DeBarros on the line. When we come back, we'll talk to him about an allegation of a bribe. Well, I'll let him explain it. I'll just, I will. What do you mean? Am I ready for what? You found it? The mayonnaise song. Of course he found it. That's clearly not mayonnaise. That's a slap bass. That's not mayonnaise. That's just stupid. Of course they did. Let's get to Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. What do you think, Mark? Would you DJ that record?
I can do a little wiki on it.
Yeah, why not?
I like slapping. I like slapping when they do that. I do like
it's the
slapping.
mayonnaise song.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, Reese, look out westbound 84. We've got an accident. It was sitting in the right two lanes. They've got it over on the right shoulder now. That's 84 westbound in East Hartford as you approach the Bulkley Bridge. So just use a little caution there. State Police behind it. Delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound slowing a little bit. 48 Capitol Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound's a little slow. 33 down to 32 A and B. 2 westbound slowing as you merge with 84 west in East Hartford. 91 southbound, the exit 25 and off-ramp is reopened. The ramp that takes you to the Putnam Bridge and Route 3 North. We had an earlier accident there, but that ramp is reopened. Just some slow traffic, 91 south, 28 down to 26 in Wethersfield. 9 northbound Middletown slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. If you are traveling into the Middlebury, Southbury area right now, 84 eastbound between exits 16 and 17, a vehicle fire. DOT is reporting that the right lane is shut down there, so look for delays approaching exit 15 in Southbury behind that. If you're traveling southbound on the Parkway, it's slowing approaching the West Rock Tunnel. Seeing some delays now northbound on 95 as you move from the lakes, I should actually say the Q Bridge up to exit 51 in East Haven. The right and center lanes are shut down there because of emergency road work. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than getting stuck in an elevator with an overshare,
bean burrito for lunch.
you have Insuranoia. You should have NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
WTIC weather.
A pleasant breeze as we close out this afternoon and start this evening. Partly to mostly cloudy during the night. There could be a late night shower or even a thunderstorm, a low of 52. So rain at times tomorrow morning, then clouds and occasional sun tomorrow afternoon, breezy and warm. Can't rely on a spray shower. High up to 73. Breezy and warm weather tomorrow evening. Otherwise, tomorrow night, mostly cloudy. A late night shower, a low of 59. Clouds and a few sunny breaks on Wednesday, breezy and warm. Couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm, and a high of 76. Right now, it is 70 degrees in East Hartford and 68 in Middletown and 69 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call us now. $30 billion was set aside for meso victims. And in most cases, your claim is settled out of court without a jury trial.
Injured? Dial pound law. Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummies, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Wisdom teeth giving you trouble? Columbia Dental's expert oral surgeons specialize in comfortable and efficient wisdom tooth removal. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit ColumbiaDental.com.
Winning doesn't start on game day. It starts with preparation, trust, and the right team. Just ask UConn's Braylon Mullins.
I trust the team at BPS Lawyers, just like I trust my teammates on game day.
At BPS Lawyers, we prepare like champions, fighting for you in personal injury, family law, and more.
I'm Nick Payne-Darris. At BPS Lawyers, we're one full-service firm. All your legal needs, always.
BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio here. This is a story that comes out of the Connecticut Insider as well as the pages of the Gateway Pundit. It establishes that there's a beef between Jonathan DeBarros and the establishment led by State GOP Chairman Ben Proto. And this is over the allegations of a bribe. According to the story, the Connecticut Insider is saying that DeBarros is stumping with claims of bribery. He alleges that the independent party chair Chip Beckett, in a conversation involving Eversource utility money, offered him $100,000 to publicly denounce Donald Trump. Beckett and Eversource both deny it flat out. But DeBarros has doubled down in a full press release saying the two witnesses were there, off the record, for safety reasons. Jonathan DeBarros joins us now. How you doing, sir?
I'm all right, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. So the last time you and I saw each other, I said to you, looks like you're going scorched earth. Looks like nothing's changed. What's the deal here?
Hey, listen, man. I've been telling the truth since day one. I'm a person that, I'm not going around starting trouble. It's just the trouble needs to be exposed. Back in March of last year, I filed with the FEC as a candidate for U.S. Congress in the 5th District. And the reason why I started a year ago is because I actually want to win.
Right.
For far too long, people they jump in the year of the election and think that they're going to gain ground in these Democrat strongholds when that's not realistic.
Yeah.
So I made my public announcement back in April of last year, and right away, someone from the Independent Party, a representative, his name was Sean Brown. He's a Marine, African American. He wanted to meet with me. On behalf of the Independent Party, I made sure I had 2 witnesses that were present at this meeting. And when we sat down, the first thing he said was, that they were thinking about giving me a cross endorsement. So the first thing I asked him was, I wanted to know what their policies were and how their policies will align with me, my campaign, because during that time period, I did not release my policies to the public. I didn't have no website up.
Yeah, you filed your paperwork. You didn't tell anybody what your strong policy sort of foundation was. You were running on being a MAGA conservative that thought that they could deliver not just to mainstream mainstream Connecticut's Connecticut, but also to the inner city. You pretty much told people that you were a candidate who can campaign in the inner city, and they would listen to you. So this guy, you want to find out if their sort of policies aligned with yours, and if there are things that you can say is a bridge too far. Am I getting that right?
Yeah. Yes, and then exactly. And when I asked the question, he told me that it depends on the candidate. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, it all depends on the candidate. And then that's when he changed his position, and he said that, we could possibly get you a campaign contribution from Eversource for $100,000. And that's when the red flag really was waved again, another red flag. The first red flag was for them to reach out to me so soon. And then the second red flag was them saying that they could get me, possibly get me a campaign contribution from Eversource for $100,000. And then that's when I asked him, I said, why would Eversource want to give me $100,000? And then I asked him flat out, I said, let's cut the BS. What do you want and who sent you? And he started to laugh. And he says, the chairman of his party, which is Chip Beckett, doesn't like President Trump, and he says that they will agree to give me a cross endorsement and help me to raise funding for my campaign if I would stop mentioning Donald Trump's name. So that's when I looked him in his eye and I told him, I'm not George Logan. I said, I'm not going to allow you to tie my hands behind my back. I said, you could offer me $50 million. I said, I'm not doing this for the money. I don't want your money, and I'm not going to denounce President Trump because I'm running on Trump's policies. I have my own policies, but I'm running because I believe in putting America first, standing up for the American people, and that's what I'm here to do.
So they're saying that you're, maybe I don't care what they're saying. I'd like to ask. How are you tying in Benjamin Proto into this? Do you think that there is some sort of tie that binds him to this story?
No, the problem that I have with Ben Proto is that not that he has ties with this story.
Oh, okay. But it's just Ben Proto being Ben Proto.
Exactly. Like my whole thing is, I'm not the first person to complain about the independent party. Rob Sampson talked about this back in 2024.
I saw your post.
So my thing is Ben Proto should be the one that's out here. Don't get me wrong. It's not all on Ben Proto. The candidate's got to put in the work.
Yeah.
But I'm out here working my ass off, and I'm not getting any help from the state party. Right. They're actually running the candidate against me.
I know.
They had a full red carpet rollout for him, and he just made his announcement in January. Almost a year later. They put all the big players involved, all the state reps, all the state senators, Ryan Fazio, Aaron Stewart. They all went to his campaign launch to help boost his career. But he's flopping everywhere he goes. He's a naval SEAL. I applaud him for his service, 30 years of service. I respect him as a veteran, but this is not his fight. He's not built for this right here. He's the person you go send overseas to go kill a bunch of people and to go save a country. But this is not his fight.
I got you.
It's obvious when you hear him. Yeah.
So you said you had two representatives that were with you who will remain nameless for their own safety. Now, I got to be honest with you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
I always ask people that. I'm like, when it comes to stuff like this, what do they mean, or what do you mean by protecting themselves for their safety? What will happen to them if they come forward?
That's something the reporter spoke to them. He spoke to them.
So
they refused to go. They refused to go on the record.
Okay.
But they said that they were. I'll let you speak to them too. Like I don't care. Like I'm gonna speak the truth. When they first was my witnesses, and I told them that I was gonna go public with this, because I've been talking about this on podcast interviews for over a year. And I told them, I said, eventually somebody's gonna call me out on it, and I hope you guys are gonna stand up and tell the truth. And they said they would. But unfortunately, right now they're afraid. But they did speak to the reporter. He spoke as a husband and wife, and they spoke to him.
Okay, just so you know, you don't have to say anybody's name, and I know you're protecting them. Do I happen to know this couple by any chance?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. Don't give me anything else. Then I have that individual's number. You know what? Tell that person, because they have my number, tell them to give me a call after the show, and I'll just talk to them directly. That's all I needed to know. And if it's the person I think that you're talking about, then I'm going to say that this really happened. Because I think the person you're talking about has probably the most impeccable integrity I've ever met in an individual. If I'm going to believe who you're talking about. So I will talk to them later. Jonathan, how are we doing otherwise? Your fundraising doing well? Your support seems to be there. How are you doing so far?
Listen, I just want everybody to know that everything is going well. I'm thankful for all the support. But if anybody wants to donate $5, $10, any small donations, you could use my contribution link on my website. My website is debarrowsforcongress.org. My last name is D as in David, E as in Edward, B as in boy, ARROSFOR Congress.org.
I think. I think everybody knows how to find you as well. Mm-hmm. Jonathan, like I said, if any other details come for this, you know the telephone number here. Reach out or reach out to my guy who reached out to you. Let me know if you want to talk about any of those developments in there. And if the Connecticut, who was it, the Connecticut Insider who did the story? Oh, Connecticut Examiner. I apologize. The Examiner. Yeah, they're the ones who did the story. Okay, and I'll talk to your person who is a witness there later on today. Just tell them, if they have my cell phone number, tell them to give me a holler, all right?
All right, I got you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Jonathan, you got it. Jonathan DeBarros, folks, check him out. Check out his website. He is Flip the Fifth. All you have to do is look that up, Flip the Fifth, and you will find him if you wish to contribute to his campaign. Let me get Bill on the line here. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I got to wait for Bill afterwards. My bad. Bill, forgive me. I'll get to you after the break because I know Bill's probably going to have a lot of stuff to jump in on. What else is this? This is almost as good as when it came out that Lamont knew about the next 3 years of Eversource raises because he knew he was going to stay in power. Bearjaw did not know that, but that's a good point to bring up. The funny thing is that if this wasn't a real thing, Eversource would sue the crap out of him for slander. And I think Bearjaw, let me actually clear that part up, because DeBarros isn't suggesting that Eversource told him that they would give him the $100,000. He's saying the individual he spoke to could get Eversource to donate $100,000 if he denounced Trump in his campaign. So I don't think, and that's what he's not saying, hey, Eversource didn't come to him and say, hey, do this and we'll give you cash. This guy's saying that Eversource would help him, or this person would get money from Eversource as a donation. But I'm almost certain the person that DeBarros is talking about I've spoken to, or I know that I know this individual. So I will talk to them later to get the dirty details, as it were. So that should be an interesting conversation. and if it's who I think it is, I'm going to be honest, folks. I don't think that you can impugn this person's honesty in any real way. And I saw this person a couple of weeks ago. And this person is, again, a lot of integrity in this individual. I'm hoping it's the person that Jonathan suspects, or at least that I suspect that it is. It's going to be interesting to know. Music news coming up next. Linda McMahon, why is it that no one is promoting her coming to the state? If she can't show up at schools here, her message should be allowed to get out so that people know about it. It should be everywhere, but we don't have the, Republicans haven't really had the wherewithal to reach out to her. It's a national story to have her here. As education is a big story here in the state of Connecticut with homeschooling and the homeschooling bill. This is a great opportunity for Republicans to shine and education to shine in the state, considering so many families move to the state for education, even though some of the poorest towns in the state are failing miserably. To deny Linda McMahon an opportunity to come to the state is nothing more than a slap in the face of the students who deserve the respect of having her here, or at least audience with Linda McMahon. Do I have to keep explaining how you don't drop the ball here? Do I don't? This stuff is this is easy peasy. It's just, I don't know, it's astonishing. We got that coming up. Also, What Have We Learned is coming up.
Now, what have we learned? What have we learned? What have we learned from this little fable?
So what have we learned if nothing else, children?
So what have we learned, huh? So what have we learned from that?
So what have we learned here today?
What have we learned so far?
You will share with me what you've learned at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Did I miss anything else? I feel like I had so much more to cover today. And now I'm looking at it. I'm like, did I really go through everything? Did I really? Yeah, it looks like I did. I went everything. Obama, they wanted Obama to be a king. That's right. Yeah, we got all the articles exposing him as a king. Let me see. Then there's this one. We got the DeBarro story. Oh, that's right. The other story that dovetailed into this. Yeah. While Connecticut was stealing $500 million from you, the what website is this? Is this the Connecticut? Who was this? I don't even know which paper this was. Connecticut demands the return of $570,000 from daycare over missing records. They want the daycare to return $570,000 while your $550 million goes missing. Interesting. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, westbound 84, look out for remains of an accident in East Hartford just prior to the Bulkley Bridge. They moved that over to the right shoulder, so you're going to see some slow traffic approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound's a little slow, 48 Capitol Avenue down into the tunnel. Southbound 91 slows 33 down to 32 A and B, and again down by exit 28. If you are traveling 291 384, that looks good. 2 eastbounds in good shape, Glastonbury to Marlboro. 9 northbound, some slow traffic, Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound, just east of exit 16 in Southbury. We have the remains of a vehicle fire there. The right lane is shut down. Delays are back to exit 15 behind that in Southbury. If you're traveling southbound on the Parkway, look for delays 50 into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound, a little slow, 44 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Breezy and warmer the rest of this afternoon. Times of clouds and sunshine, low humidity and dry brush will result in an elevated fire threat, high 71. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight. There could be a late night thunderstorm, low 52. So rain in the area tomorrow morning, then becoming breezy and warm tomorrow afternoon. Clouds and a little sun, a stray shower, the high is 73. Clouds and sunny breaks on Wednesday, breezy and warm. A couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 76. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
5 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. New details this afternoon following an attack this month on a Michigan synagogue. Heather Bosch reports.
The FBI says in the weeks before he drove into a Detroit area synagogue and opened fire, Ayman Ghazali made a video saying he wanted to kill as many of them as I possibly can. Special Agent Jennifer Runyon.
The evidence shows the attacker was motivated and inspired by Hezbollah's militant ideology.
She says Ghazali searched online for pro-Hezbollah and Iranian news channels and synagogues,
purposely targeting the Jewish community and the largest Jewish temple in Michigan.
Heather Bosch, CBS News.
Hearts are heavy in Plainville following the deaths of a mother and her 2 young daughters. Police say 27-year-old Patrick King killed his girlfriend, 31-year-old Felicia Matthews, on Friday. Their 4-year-old daughter, Ava, and Felicia's 12-year-old daughter, Melina, from another relationship. Kristen St. Pierre says her daughter was friends with the children. She tells WFSB she still hasn't come to grips with the tragedy.
Disbelief. My daughter was obviously distraught because she knew the girl.
Police say King held them at bay for several hours Friday before they entered the home and found the victims. King later died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, they say. A Woodbury restaurant owner is accused of trying to pay off female employees who reported being sexually assaulted by his head chef. Here's WTIC's Dave Mager.
Tony Ramadani is the owner of Mixed Prime Steakhouse. He's charged with bribery of a witness. State police say one victim says she was raped by the chef Waleed God at the restaurant. 5 other victims say they were assaulted or groped by God. A warrant says Ramadani offered $20,000 to 2 victims for their silence and said their immigration status could be in jeopardy if they came forward. Ramadani is free on $100,000 bail. The chef is charged with 12 sexual assault counts, 5 in the first degree. He's held on bond of almost $900,000 and was fired from the restaurant late last year. Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News.
Democratic budget plans coming together at the state capitol, and House Republicans are lobbying for some of their ideas. State Representative Joe Paletta says Republicans want to increase the state property tax credit to $650 from the current $300.
We are actively negotiating a budget here in this building, and within 6 weeks, we're going to gavel out. So House Republicans are here saying, we have a proposal that will save people money on day one. Please take this into consideration.
Republicans also want the state to be more aggressive in clawing back tax revenue that goes to New York State from Connecticut residents who work remotely here. An American-born Israeli soldier has been killed in action. Moshe Yitzhak Hakon Katz was 22. The New Haven native was a sergeant in the IDF. In a Facebook post, Katz's father, Mendy Katz, says his son was killed in battle in Lebanon. The official announcement of Sergeant Katz's death came on Sunday. T-minus 2 days to the launch of Artemis 2. A crew of 4 will embark on a 10-day voyage around the moon. They'll be wearing specially engineered survival system suits to protect themselves during launch and landing. NASA Orion Crew Survival System Manager Dustin Gomer says the suits are especially handy during an emergency.
If something were to go wrong while you're in transit to the moon or in lunar orbit, they're designed to sustain you for that full duration of return. So they become your own personal-sized spacecraft that can last up to 6 days.
This will be NASA's first crewed mission to the moon in more than 50 years. Several times it looked like UConn men's basketball season was over. They trailed Duke by 19 points in the first half Sunday in the regional final, then trailed by 2 in the final seconds. Duke had the ball. UConn was trying to foul when Silas Damari deflected a pass.
Boozer, that ball deflected and stolen by Mullins. Caravan, 2 seconds. Mullins tosses it up. Oh! It's good! With point 3! UConn goes in front!
Ian Eagle with a call on CBS. A 35-foot prayer of a shot by freshman Braylon Mullins off a pass by Alex Caravan went in, sending UConn to the Final Four 73-72. They will play Illinois in one national semifinal on Saturday, coincidentally, in Braylon Mullins' home state of Indiana. Wall Street, the Dow gained 49 points today. The NASDAQ lost 153 and the S&P down 25. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and for your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impact it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again. So call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I don't even know what to say. Let's just do the thing. News. Hey, congratulations and happy birthday go out to Nora Jones, who turns 47 today. Celine Dion, who's a little under the weather. Very, very sick. Celine Dion turns 58 today. Fast car singer Tracy Chapman turns 62 today. Eric Clapton turns 81. And none other than Too Legit to Quit, MC Hammer turns 64 years old today. I give him props. I wasn't a Hammer fan, but, God bless him. Also, popular album and chart anniversaries today. 39 years ago, the album Sign of the Times was Prince's first solo LP without the Revolution. It was a double album masterpiece. You know all the hits, Sign of the Times, If I Was Your Girlfriend and You Got the Look. My favorite album or track on that album is The Ballad of Dorothy Parker. 57 years ago, Bee Gees' Odessa. That was 1969 when that album came out. The Chiffons, He's So Fine. You remember that? 63 years ago today and 69 years ago, Buddy Knox, Party Doll hit number 1. Also notable on this anniversary, 52 years ago, the Ramones played their first show in 1974. A New York performance studio, 3 chords and a cloud of attitude was their first launched appearance. And 59 years ago, the iconic Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band cover photo is shot in London in 1967. Wow. Very historic day. Let's get to the traffic and weather. Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. This was a good song.
Great song.
But Ballad of Dorothy Parker, did you listen to that album? That Dorothy Parker track is the best. It's such a good record. I didn't really pick up on this album. Like, I was into Prince after people were done with him. Okay. You know what I mean? Like when he was on to the next album, and then I would discover this album before, and I would find something on it that I liked, but I couldn't be into him when everybody was into him.
I love this song.
Yeah, great song, yeah. Remember when everybody had a song out about AIDS? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
This was no different.
Was the early 90s, right?
Yeah, this would have been, 38 years ago, actually 1987.
Okay.
So, yeah, this was at the height of the AIDS epidemic.
Wow, I just remember, I remember when Magic came out, and everything changed after that.
Sure did.
Kind of took it serious after Magic got it. Hey, guys, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into Hartford right now, 91 southbound, you've got delays 33 down to 32 A and B. Westbound 84 is running slow as you approach the Bulkley Bridge out to exit 46 Sisson Avenue. We have the accident on the right shoulder just prior to the Bulkley Bridge in East Hartford. Just use caution. 84 eastbound, minor slowdown in the tunnel. If you're 291, 384, you're okay. 2 eastbound's okay. In a Glastonbury, 9 northbound, slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. If you are traveling into Southbury right now, 84 eastbound, we had that vehicle fire just east of exit 16 in Southbury. Looks like that's out of there now, but look for delays from exit 15 up to exit 16. Southbound on the Parkway, you've got some slow traffic now as you move up on exit 50 in Hamden. 95 southbound's losing a little speed as you approach exit 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Pleasant breezy in the first part of this evening, then partly to mostly cloudy during the night. A late night thunderstorm in some areas, a low of 52. Occasional rain tomorrow morning under a cloudy sky. Clouds giving way to partial sun tomorrow afternoon. Breezy and warm for the final day of March. Could be a stray shower at a high of 73. Breezy and warm as we head into tomorrow evening. Otherwise, tomorrow night mostly cloudy. It could be a late night shower at a low of 59. Clouds and occasional sun on Wednesday, warm and breezy. Maybe a couple of showers and a thunderstorm at a high of 76. Much cooler weather on Thursday. Right now it is 70 degrees in Plymouth. It's 65 in Meriden and 67 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
If you're carrying a lot of credit card or personal loan debt, every month can start to feel the same. All those bills, all those due dates, all that stress. There's a solution that's designed to make it easier for you. National Debt Relief could put you on the fast track to paying off your credit card debt, personal loans, and even medical debt for less than you owe, with just one low monthly payment you can afford. And no, it's not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. It's a real, affordable debt relief program that could save you lots of money. National Debt Relief has already helped over 1 million people with their debt and has thousands of 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. So if you owe $10,000 or more, don't wait. Call 800-300-4411 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-300-4411. One call could help reduce what you owe and simplify your monthly payments. Call 800-300-4411 now to find out how much you could save.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Yeah, I know everyone has been paying attention to the photograph that I posted earlier today. And it seems as no matter how hard I try, this guy seems to get on everybody's nerve. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, it is Chris Murphy. And everybody, it's funny because I posted the picture. Now I can't find the darn thing. I posted the picture earlier today, and it's wild. You guys will go nuts as soon as you see it. And I'm like, why? And if you haven't seen the picture, go to Facebook so you can see it. It's Chris Murphy with Jimmy Kimmel in California. And everybody had the same reaction. What the hell is he doing all the way over there at a No Kings rally when there are no Kings rallies right here in Connecticut? This guy is over there hobnobbing, with a celebrity. It's Chris Murphy. He does it and posts it on his page knowing that you're going to see it. I was on CT Capitol Report this morning, and even they posted. It was like Chris Murphy getting railed for being all the way out in California. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He does it again. 2 middle fingers to you. What are you going to do about it? That's his view. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Yeah, I went all the way to Connecticut to go to a No Kings rally. You think I was going to be there with my constituents? Huh? Nah, I'm out here doing Chris. That's exactly how he felt. He doesn't have to worry about it. He knows. Everybody hates Chris. They sure do. Get to the phones real quick. 860-522-WTIC. Hello, Leah in Coventry. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
What can I do for you?
I'm just calling to let you know that we have an event here next week, Wednesday.
Okay.
At Lakeview Restaurant that has all 3 candidates.
I'm well aware.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think it's Aaron Stewart, Betsy McCoy, and Ryan Fazio. All 3 are going to be there. In fact, let me make sure that I got this right. Hold on. I want to make sure because I know that I was texting someone about it. Let me see. I want to make sure that I got it right, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, because I think it came there. Here it is. Hold on. Is this the event, the gubernatorial town hall being, I guess, presented by the Connecticut Young Republicans?
The RTC at Lakeview Restaurant. Is that what you have?
No, I have April 7th at the Flanders Fish Market and Restaurant. That's not the one?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
This one is April 8th.
Oh, it's the day after.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let me get
6 to 9.
Okay, let's well, I get out it's just before 6. No reason why I can't put it on my calendar here. Hold on. Let me see. I've got that Saturday night. Okay, I got that one. Okay, and then you said the day after that is Sunday. Nope, I'm in the wrong month. Look at me. Okay, so you said on the 8th?
Yes, Wednesday the 8th.
Wednesday the 8th, and what's the address there? Which event was this?
It's at Lakeview Restaurant.
Lakeview Restaurant, okay.
Yeah, 50 Lake Street in Coventry.
In Coventry, okay. That, all right. I will definitely put that.
Lincoln Douglas United Dinner.
Okay. Sorry, you said 50 Lake Street?
Yep.
Okay, all right. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't be there.
And
And
if
that's
you want to look it up, it's under Coventry, Connecticut, RTC.org.
Okay. You got it. I definitely will. And thank you for letting me know. Much appreciated.
Okay.
All right. You have a good one, Leah.
You
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Let's go to Dave in Bristol. How are you, Dave?
Doing okay, Reese.
What's up?
I got a problem with Aaron Stewart, I got to say.
Okay.
I really was hoping, and is she going to be at your debate or not?
It looks like they have denied. We sent them an email. They have contacted my folks and said that they declined. So that's okay. It's all right. It looks like they're going to other events. According to Leah here, they'll be at the event. I understand that she's going to be at another event on the 7th as well as the 8th. So at least she's getting out there. It's no big deal if she doesn't show up at mine.
No. That's not the point.
Okay.
The other two are going up there, and she should be there too.
I agree. I mean, what can I do? I mean, I can't force her. She's not happy. According to them, they're not happy with the article that I wrote. And they believe that in some way I was insulting to her. I don't know how. The article was about people should not get ahead of their skis, and we as voters. And again, I'm a journalist first. I'm not here running anybody else's campaign. I'm a cheerleader for the Republican Party. This was a poll that they sent to me personally. I have a text message, and I got a text message of the poll. I read the poll. I thought it was premature to put out such a poll, as did Ryan Fazio's team. I wrote about it because it was newsworthy. They didn't like what I had to say. That's fine. Okay.
Could I tell you one thing?
Yes, sir.
After she bailed out on you, I got a email from her campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Asking me to support her, like carte blanche, nothing.
Okay.
And I sent it back. I said, listen, I was really looking forward to you doing a three-way debate with Reese on the radio. I thought you had agreed to that. What's up? Waiting for a response.
I don't know that they will. I'm not certain of that.
10 days, no response.
All right. Well, hey, like I said, it's not. It isn't a.
Skate this. She ain't gonna skate this. We need someone to get up and talk. I mean, she sounds good sometimes, but then she disappears.
Yeah, I'm not, like I said. My deal is like the debate is open to her. If she wishes to attend, she can attend. It does, like I said, it isn't about me. It's about this audience. It's about it's about the people in Connecticut who care about this vote and want to choose a candidate in my view, as a person who is an outsider in this whole political game, because none of these people are my friends, is that I care about the people whom these politicians are going to serve. And what I said about the poll, I stand by it. I thought it was premature, and I thought it was disrespectful of the process. And I did that respectfully. I wrote that article respectfully.
Oh, I love everything you say and the way you do it. Can I take her spot?
Well, you're gonna have to file. You're gonna have to file in order to. And we asked the other candidates as well. We reached out to the other two folks who wish to run for office. If they want to be on the dais, they definitely can. It is open to all candidates who have filed already. So if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But April 30th at Stadium 15, that's the deal right now, 7:30.
I'm going to be there, and I might just jump the stage, Reese, so watch out.
I hope you just come in for a hug. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, buddy. Let me go to Bill. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, Reese. How about yourself?
I am great, man. And you have a good weekend?
I did. How about yourself?
Tried my best. I was anywhere and everywhere. I am completely tuckered out.
I heard.
What do you got going on?
Couple of things. Number one, I agree with you when you said enough is enough with the $500 million that got stolen from the taxpayers.
Yeah.
We're overtaxed as it is, and with everything going to the general budget, and it's
you talk about the general fund.
$500 million stolen from the taxpayers is throwing salt on the wound.
Yeah, indeed. And there's the part that upset me, Bill, about it was it wasn't enough for me, in my view, to just cover that the money is gone. That there is no insight or even asking politicians. It's not. Look, Susan Raff is a well-established reporter here in Connecticut on WFSB.
And nobody asked the question.
Yeah, exactly.
How did that happen?
You politicians were actually on the record in her piece, but yet the question was, isn't this theft of the taxpayer money? Because one, it didn't go to the place where it was supposed to. It was put in a general fund as early as 2019 when it was implemented, and the money is gone, and there's no accountability, and that should have been a part of the piece.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to talk about was Linda McMahon. I heard an interview with her on the Faulkner Focus this morning, and a couple of things that they brought up angered me. Are you aware that her department is going to every state with a presentation called History Rocks?
Yes, that's exactly one of the most important parts of this deal is that she is trying to promote a history inside these schoolrooms. And again, for a place who believes, all of these places, schools in Connecticut.
It got canceled in some blue states, with Connecticut being one.
Yes, exactly. And again, not wanting her to come in to get kids interested in history, but it has more to do with the fact that she's a part of the Trump administration than the other.
The other thing she talked about that angered me was this
you're almost there.
School choice freedom fund that's privately funded, but if states opt in, there's a tax credit of $1,700, but Connecticut is not opted in.
And again, another disservice to the state of Connecticut, which of course is the same deal with taxes on tips as far as taxes on overtime. It's the same. It's the same case.
The $1,700 credit can be used not only for private school or charter schools, but also to support services in the public school. Should the parents want their children to stay there?
Yeah. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate you, buddy.
I appreciate you too. Take care.
You got it. Bill's actually getting better. I know he's got a strong stutter, but he's getting better. I just told, when I remember the first time I spoke to him, I told him to just take a breath. When he calms down, he's gotten a lot better. Let's get to do I have time? No. I would cheat him out of enough time. Mark in West Hartford is next. I want to get him on real quick. I have a surprise for you that involves him. Let me see if I can actually, Mark, stay on the line. We'll get to you in a second, and we'll get to the rest of the phone calls. I've got a great idea that I think Mark is going to jump on the possibility of doing this week. Okay? So stand by for that. When we get him on the line, we'll talk to him about that. Also, what was that? Oh, yeah, we'll wrap it up with the rest of the phone calls because we're almost done with the show. Again, tomorrow, don't forget, TJ Duarte, 16-year-old student, high school student, who is the host of the Duarte Show, is going to be our guest tomorrow. He'll be sitting right across from me to talk about his campaign to get Lamont to continue to fund Connecticut schools. Apparently, there's a budget cut that he is very passionate about. I want to talk to him about that and, of course, his career or his interest in broadcasting. We'll go through a myriad of things with TJ when he comes here tomorrow, so make sure you check that out. Don't forget also Wednesday and Friday, we are online because there are day games for the Red Sox. That is Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday, we don't have any guests. Thursday, we've got Devon Ward, the ombudsman for corrections. And Friday, we've got my pastor, Todd, and Andrew Decker, who is going to be here. And Andrew Decker's group is called The Bandits. That's right, I remembered. The Bandits are going to be performing live here in studio, so you can still catch the show online. So stand by for all of that, plus your phone calls at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Let's get to some weather and traffic, because the guy getting you home is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center, and he is Mark Christopher. Hey, sir.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're westbound 84, delays East Hartford approaching the Bulky Bridge into the tunnel. Eastbound 84, no problems at all. Both sides of 91 moving well. Cromwell up into Windsor Locks. Middletown 9 northbound's a little slow at the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound in Southbury, you're going to see some slow traffic as you move between 15 and 16 from an earlier vehicle fire. Again, delays 84 eastbound as you move into Waterbury between exit 17 and 18. If you're traveling Route 8 northbound, look for some slow traffic up by exit 14 in Ansonia from an earlier accident. Southbound Parkway slowing from 50 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
A mixture of clouds and sunshine the rest of this afternoon. Breezy and warmer than recent days. Low humidity and dry brush will result in an elevated fire threat, high 71. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight with a thunderstorm in parts of the area late at night, low 52. Some rain at times tomorrow morning, then becoming breezy and warm tomorrow afternoon. With clouds and occasional sunshine, can't rule out a shower, high 73. Breezy and warm tomorrow evening, otherwise mostly cloudy tomorrow night with a late night shower, low 59. Wednesday, clouds and sunny breaks, breezy and warm with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around. High 76. The record high on Wednesday is 78. That was set back in 1967. Cloudy, colder weather on Thursday with a little rain or drizzle in the area. High 47 degrees. And on Friday, perhaps some drizzle or rain to start. Then clouds perhaps breaking for some sun. Not as chilly. High 67. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Making sense of it all and having fun. That's how we would sum up our show. Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. It's what happens when you take a Gen Xer, a millennial, and a baby boomer and give them a radio show.
We go through the news the same way you and your friends would, taking the serious stuff, seriously, while also laughing at the absurd.
Each one of us brings a unique perspective to the news of the day, closing the generation gap in a way no other talk show can. Hear Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins weeknights 6 until 9 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
And now, a WTIC news update.
5:30, 68 degrees, partly cloudy skies in Hartford. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. An American-born Israeli soldier has been killed in action. Moshe Yitzchak Hakon Katz was 22, that according to a Facebook post by his father. Sergeant Katz was in the IDF and was killed in battle in Lebanon. The official announcement of his death came on Sunday. Yukon fans are still walking on air following Sunday's improbable win in the East Region Finals. Freshman Braylon Mullins sank a 35-footer with 0.4 of a second left to propel the Huskies to a 72-71 win over Duke and a trip to the Final Four. UConn will play Illinois Saturday in Mullins' home state of Indiana. Tip-off set for a little after 6 in Indianapolis. UConn women's team headed to the Final Four as well. It's the 6th time that's happened, with both teams headed to their respective Final Fours in the same year. The Huskies defeated Notre Dame Sunday 70-52 in Fort Worth. They will await the winner of tonight's South Carolina TCU tilt, and face the winner on Friday. Connecticut Sun announcing today that they are headed west. The WNBA franchise has been sold to the owners of the Houston Rockets in the NBA for $300 million. The Sun will play this final 2026 campaign in Connecticut and then relocate as the Comets next year. President Trump has threatened widespread destruction of Iran's energy resources and other vital infrastructure if a deal to end the war is not reached shortly, he says. Tehran struck a key water and electrical plant in Kuwait, and an oil refinery in Israel came under attack as well. Mixed day on Wall Street. The Dow gained 49 points, though the NASDAQ lost 153, and the S&P was down 25 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Got heat? No? Say, come on into Campbell. If it's cold outside and inside, contact Campbell. Campbell Heating and Cooling does business the American way with their own technicians, so you know that you can trust who's coming into your home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From simple service to a complete system replacement, count on Campbell, veteran-owned and operated. Campbell Heating and Cooling. Visit CampbellCooling.com.
Campbell Cooling uses all major name brands, including American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Mitsubishi Heating and Cooling Equipment.
Caring makes all the difference. Experience the care at the Bradley Home and Pavilion, where community and caring go hand in hand. As you arrive, a newly remodeled and updated facility awaits you with all of the amenities to provide a place of comfort, security, and peace of mind. The Bradley Home and Pavilion is the place to thrive and have fun. While the space has changed, a commitment to the best quality of life remains the same. The Bradley Home and Pavilion, where community and caring go hand in hand. Experience the care at thebradleyhome.org.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
We're back. It's Reese on the radio, and whenever this guy calls, just whatever you do, just put your seatbelt on. Okay? Just do it. Just do it. Just do it now. White Mike is in the house. What's going on, big guy?
Oh, man. Well, first of all, I guess congratulations to the University of Connecticut Huskies.
No doubt.
For moving forward. However, I think they're about to walk into a Slavic buzzsaw.
You think that? Okay. You think that they are when they go up against, who are they playing? In Illinois?
Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois has the Balkan Five.
Yes, they do.
I watched the Iowa-Illinois game, and first of all, it was weird seeing that many Caucasians on a basketball court.
No, first of all, Iowa, I watched the Iowa game, the game before, and I thought, talk about a bunch of missed shots. It was absolutely hard to watch, which I knew when they played Illinois that there was no shot for them.
I mean, look, they were doing it in the beginning. They were up a bunch.
Yeah.
They have a guy whose name's Shock or something. He's like a farm boy with a flat top. Looks pretty good. But I think Illinois has found the hack. You just go to Europe and get Eastern Europeans, and you can win.
Okay, so you don't think UConn's got a shot here?
I think they got a shot, but never, ever bet against a bunch of Europeans because they play fundamental basketball, and they're all big and tough, and they come from harder scrabble places than these people in America do.
It's a different NBA today specifically for that reason. Look, it's a smart move on them to have so many kids. And most of them Slavic?
Yeah, their starting five are Slavic.
Wow.
Anyway, let's talk about something a little more interesting than basketball.
Yes.
Let's talk about President Trump screwing up.
Okay, sure. You've got 1 minute.
I believe that people gave President Trump bad information about Iran. I think somebody told him that it was a popular move to do it. It's going to make him a popular wartime president. And I think he's figured out that his base is not stoked at all. And look, I understand in concept, it's probably a good thing in the long term what we're doing.
Okay.
But I get past the fact that I think that it wasn't done solely for our benefit.
Okay.
I think that he was leaned on. And now I see the Israelis announce today that, we're not going to commit any ground troops to an Iranian action if you guys put boots on the ground. You pieces of garbage. So you're willing to foment this war, but you won't put your boys on the ground to help us. They want us to do the whole thing again.
I thought that was an interesting angle, and yes, it is not going to curry a lot of favor, especially with the podcast crowds who are saying that, again, we got rope-a-doped into something that we, in essence, are going to have to foot in sweat and blood, which is that's going to be the issue.
How you liking those gas prices? I'm going to say it's like there's a place in my hometown here that is well over $4 a gallon.
We are not there yet, Mike, but I'll give you an opportunity to shove it in my face if the prices go any higher. Thank you, big guy.
All right, bye.
You got it. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he is here. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. White Mike at it again.
All right, thank you very much, Reese. Well, if you're heading on the southbound side of I-91 coming into Hartford, just a little slow at 32A and B. Eastbound 84 looks good. Westbound 84 in Hartford, a little slow from the Bulkley Bridge up to 47 Sigourney Street, but no big deal. Heading toward Middletown 9, southbound's a little tight at the Aragoni Bridge. Still seeing some heavy traffic 84 eastbound in Newtown from 10 to 11. Again, 84 eastbound slowing in Southbury from 15 up to exit 18 in Waterbury. If you're traveling Route 8 northbound, you'll see some slow traffic as you move up on exit 14 in Ansonia from an earlier accident. And if you're traveling southbound on the Wilbur Cross Parkway, some sluggish traffic from 50 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Increasing cloudiness tonight. Can't rule out a late night shower or thunderstorm. A low of 52. And then rain at times tomorrow morning. After that, clouds giving way to a little sun tomorrow afternoon. Breezy and warm. Could still be a straight shower. High 73. A breezy and warm start to tomorrow evening. Otherwise, mostly cloudy tomorrow night with the late night shower. Low of 59. Wednesday, clouds and occasional sun. Breezy and warm. Couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm. High 76. Much cooler weather on Thursday. And right now, temperatures are at 70 degrees in Torrington. It is 65 in Marlboro and still 67 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Brian Jackman here for Serta Pro Painters. Listen, I had an incredible experience with them. They gave me a great estimate. They were there on time, and when they came to paint our kitchen, they were in and out, and when they were gone, it was like they were never there, except they left a beautiful kitchen. Maybe it's time for you to take a look at their spring sales event. You can get 10% off qualifying projects through May the 15th. Serta Pro Painters, they're independently owned and operated right here in our community, so you might want to give them a call. Start spring off right. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 offer. Legacybox.com/radio.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we are back and about to get up out of here. And, folks, do I have a surprise for you? None other than Mark in West Hartford, our intrepid reporter. He is on the line. What's going on, big guy? Mark, are you there?
Well, I had you on mute for 1 second. Isn't that terrible? I'm sure there was a whole slew of people that were happy that happened for 1 split second. Hey,
what's up, buddy?
So you know how much I love outing the frauds in Connecticut politics on both sides.
Dude, you have made a career out of it.
Usually they come with big names, though, right? It's
yeah.
John Larson, it's Murphy, it's Aaron. I could go on and on. My favorite thing, though, and you should know this by now, but I don't usually get an opportunity, is the lesser-known frauds that are actually sometimes more dangerous. So Jonathan DeBarros mentioned Chip Beckett.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about this. Is a special kind of fraud. Anybody who serves their community and then legally finds a way to blackmail them is very special. And let me explain.
Okay.
This guy, Chip Beckett, was a town councilman, I believe, for 10 to 12 years. That part I'd have to go back and research. But these are the things I know.
Okay.
So he hates Trump. He's a Republican. Hates Trump.
Is he on the record with this?
I'd have to go back and look, but it's widely known within the community of Glastonbury,
okay, so
especially in politics.
It's been reported or suggested that he is not a Trump fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that created a lot of animosity. Okay, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are Republicans on the board. There's Republicans in town. It's a pretty solid place. So this guy, he owns a farm. He's a veterinarian. He made good of himself, and he's got some property. So this is what he's doing to the town. This is legal, but I consider it legal blackmail.
Okay. And now this is an allegation, Mark. We have to be careful. You're suggesting this as this is what is alleged that he's doing in town.
Well, this is what he's doing. You guys can take. I'm calling it legal blackmail. I don't know if you can allegedly legally blackmail somebody. I'll tell you what.
Well, you're describing it. You're describing it as a form of legal blackmail, and I know exactly what you mean.
I got you. So if we're worried about legal things, this is what I know is happening. Do I have it on paper to hand you right now? No, I'll try to do that.
Okay.
So he's telling the town officials that because he wants out now, he wants to sell this property.
Okay.
He's telling them that either you buy the development rights, or I'm going to file for an 8-30G, which means it's affordable housing. So he's literally telling the town. So here's the thing is he knows the town's finer. So the one thing I asked when I was looking into this right after Jonathan's visit, because I knew about it, I go, hey, how much was he asking? Nobody knows, but he's well aware of the funds that are available.
Right.
So I'm sure whatever he's going to ask for, he's not going to be. So, but
Right, the town
so
doesn't
think
want
about that.
the town doesn't want affordable housing. He knows that. So in essence, he is forcing the town to purchase the property to avoid the thing that they don't want. Is what you're suggesting.
They need to buy the development rights for his property.
Wow.
Now think about this. He was the minority leader, I think, for 2 of the terms.
Okay.
This is a guy who's supposed to. He's serving the public. This is what I mean. Like, see, I again, everybody, you should know by now, I'm unaffiliated because I just can't see being on a team when you know you got people like this on your team. I don't care if he's on the bench and nobody knows him, but you recruited him. He got elected. He's in with State Central.
I don't look. It's funny because here we had Simsbury Joe just calling in talking about the same exact thing about how these people are voting for the very Democrats who undermine them, right? And in this case, that's sort of the argument you're making about the Republicans here. The same people that they're voting for they're undermining them, and in this way, and I would almost go much as to say that there's a degree. It's not blackmail. I would almost call it the extortion. An illegal.
Okay.
I mean, come on. I mean, think about. It's alleged extortion.
I got to protect you. Yeah, alleged.
Well, no,
right?
it's yes, but that's the way you can only describe it because in essence, it's saying, look, I know the town as much as they talk about how they're for everyone, they do not want affordable housing to go on that property. So here it is. He's holding it, and saying, you're going to have to buy the contract for it to prevent that from happening in essence. And you're saying, in your view, is that is only, of course, to enrich himself.
I would love to know the entire backstory that brought him to this point to do this to his. I'm sure he's got family there. If he doesn't, that would be bizarre.
Right.
Most council members are steeped in their town and tradition
Sure.
and sometimes generational. So he's going to do this potentially to his family first, then the friends, the people who elected him,
Yeah.
and people he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Just the townspeople in Glastonbury. And I guarantee you there's a few that just heard me now, had no idea this is going on.
Yeah.
Because like I've said before, if you ask, I could probably go up to an average citizen in Glastonbury and say, who's your town manager? Who's your school superintendent? And I guarantee you maybe half will know, maybe half. And those are the ones with kids in the school or
Yeah.
they do business once in a while.
Yeah.
But most people don't pay attention. And this is going on for you people in Glastonbury. This is unbelievable. Now, one thing Jonathan said that this whole Eversource thing.
Yeah.
That now they could legally, I guess, gift $100,000, right?
Say again?
They could legally gift $100,000 to. I understand the backstory of the
Right,
but
saying that
they-
Eversource would endorse his campaign, but the conditions were to trump all Trump affiliation.
Oh, okay. So there was no monies, correct?
No,
From Eversource?
nothing was
It would just be-
exchanged. Nothing was
Oh,
exchanged.
okay. Nothing with it.
I guess
So
the
now-
conversation was, hey, if you dump Trump, we can get you this from Eversource, is what they're alleging.
I don't want it to sound like a conspiracy, but everybody knows, and if you don't from me talking about him, Greg Butler, who ran for about a minute as a Republican for Connecticut governor, is married to the former minority leader in the GOP, Themis Claridis, who is very vocal against Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So you're wondering, like, well, you think he was part of this, like, deal? I mean, here he is. This is a power couple. I already told you.
Yeah.
They're the ones that helped get Arun and Aralapalam elected in Hartford.
Mhm.
We know the mess he's making of it in there.
Ooh,
These
boy.
people got power and money. They got power and money.
Yeah. Hey,
Lots
listen,
of it.
before we go into the weeds on this one, I was talking to you about this. We were texting each other back and forth. What do you think? And I believe that this would probably be your debut. Why don't you join me on Thursday here in studio when we talk to Devon Ward? Why don't you come in and sort of what's that?
Okay. I'm gonna go look at. I think I texted you. I gotta look at the calendar. So Are you sure? You could be losing listeners. I'm telling you right now.
No, listen, they
if
won't.
this is a
Look,
good
I know
thing
there's
or
some
not.
people, listen, I know there's some people who think that you're a hothead and all that other stuff. I love you,
I am.
brother. I know you
I'll
are.
own it. Yeah,
you,
I'll
of course
own
you own
it
it.
all day long.
But this is a story. Look, if not for you, and I really do mean that, if not for you, we wouldn't even have this conversation that we've been having with Devon Ward as it relates to J. Allen Jones. And now we know, we've got this corrections issue with, we got 9 people dead in correction facilities. You have been dogged on a lot of this stuff that's going on. So I think it's only right that you come in here and you get an opportunity to ask some of the questions that are important to you. And coming here and just be my co-host. I mean, it would be your premiere, I would assume, right?
I think so. I used to. The only reason why I'm laughing is I used to be a regular for years as Mark the Tile Man, but I used to promote dogs for adoption on WHCN. So this is a whole different monster for me.
No, listen,
I would love to come in. Now, I'm going to tell you, and I'll leave you with this.
Yeah.
Ombudsman, and I would like the listeners just to look up what they do. You just look up, what does an ombudsman do?
Yeah, it's important.
Just keep this in mind.
Yeah.
During the height of COVID, there was no ombudsman
That's correct.
assigned to the prison system.
Correct.
The one assigned to the nursing homes, this is the one that drove me crazy. I wish you were around back then when I used to go after the Ned Lamont and the rest of them. She actually told me her name is Madrid Painter. They weren't allowed in the nursing homes at the peak of COVID.
Wow.
These are the people who are supposed to go look at what they do. Look at this brief description. They're the ones to keep the patients, the inmates safe, healthy. It's unbelievable to me that they didn't even have one assigned to the prisons.
Wow.
Ned Lamont needs the answer for that. And I hope that some of the family members and friends and people who care about inmates that might have died back then, because guess what? They all got checked off dying of COVID.
Yeah,
Now, think
that's
about
right.
that. Like
Very
they were
good
all
point.
COVID.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, buddy.
Talk
So,
to you
yeah,
before
we'll
Thursday. We'll figure it out.
work on your schedule and see if you can come in on Thursday. I think it'll be epic to have you here.
I hope you're right.
It will be. I promise you. Mark from West Hartford, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, buddy. Let's get last but not least Stevie V. What's going on, big guy?
Well, it's pretty interesting what he was saying. I got a different take on that, but I want to think about that a little bit, on what that guy is thinking. He might actually have a strategy that might be good for the town.
I couldn't hear it. Stevie, for some odd reason, your phone does the same thing over and over again. Too vibrating. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm going to be closer and louder. Can you hear me better?
A little bit better.
Okay. Sorry about the phone.
It's okay.
I think there's something else going on with that guy in Glastonbury. I'm not going to say anything right now. I want to do a little research on it.
Okay.
But I just have a hunch that actually he might be doing something that he thinks is good for the town. I don't know this guy from Adams. So
Okay. All right. So you're gonna look into the whole property deal.
Right. What's his name again?
Hold on. I just had him. Let me a second here. I just had his info in front of me. Chip Beckett.
Chip Beckett. Okay. Perfect. Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah.
Now, I'm calling.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm calling about Trump.
Yes.
I really think what he's doing, he might be a little behind schedule, but I really think that this is going to be good. It's going to put Russia and China behind the 8 ball. I think it's going to knock out a lot of this terrorist Muslim stuff. And I think in the long run, it's going to be a big one for the United States and other countries as well.
I am inclined to agree with you, and especially after my conversation with Gordon Chang, I wholeheartedly believe that is that Donald Trump, and I hate to use the ridiculous term of three-dimensional chess. All chess is three-dimensional. I think that what he's doing here is really getting rid of the bulldog or the pit bull of that region, and that is Iran. It has nothing to do with the Middle East. It's the fact that Iran has been able to, in essence, have their terrorism financed because they are the cheap supplier of oil to Russia and to China. This keeps them to heel. It's it checks their superpower status because they don't have a proxy in Iran in order to fuel their energy or anything else for that matter. So that's the way I look at it.
And Saudi Arabia wants us to really push forward with this.
Yeah, and Saudi Arabia, isn't that interesting that here we are? We have all of these Muslim nations that have joined in an alliance with Israel against, probably the biggest geopolitical threat in the Muslim world, Iran, which has always been the case, by the way. So
Yeah, and I'm wondering why they're not sending in, military stuff right now themselves, or, retaliating against them at this point.
yeah, that's a good point. Thank you, Stevie.
Thank you.
You
Bye.
got it. Yeah, like I said, I'm not. Mike is a little bit on the conspiracy theories cheap. He's on the what's his name? Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly. Trump people don't like this. The MAGA crowd doesn't like it. The polling data doesn't suggest that. As we've said before, I'm just like, do I have to? I'll even play it again. I think it was Harry Enton who just played it not too long. I mean, I just said it a couple of weeks ago. Couldn't have been even been that long ago. I thought it had it here. I know it's here, but yeah, I don't think that MAGA folks really care about this. Look forward to Mark being on the show. Thank you, Melody. I think he's going to be fantastic. He's never been invited here, and I think it's about time. I think he's been back and forth from every host here, from Pastor Will to Tom Shattuck to Todd Feinberg and even me. So, yeah, it's about time we invite him down to the studio. The man's a fixture in West Hartford, if not Hartford altogether. I'd like having him in. So that'll be Thursday. Don't forget as well, Wednesday, show will be online, so WTIC.com, the Odyssey app, or of course, ReeseOnTheRadio.com if you want to watch it. Also on Friday, Good Friday, same deal. Day game for the Red Sox. We will be on WTIC.com, the Odyssey app, and ReeseOnTheRadio.com if you want to watch. We also have the band The Bandits who are going to be performing live here for Good Friday, and Pastor Todd, my pastor at the Bridge Community Church, will be here at 3 o'clock. And the reason why that's important at 3 o'clock on Good Friday is that is the exact hour of the tearing of the cloth when Jesus died. And you all know this is Holy Week as we go into Easter Sunday. So Friday, you can watch the show online. So make sure you do. WTIC.com or ReeseOnRadio.com if you want to watch it live. With that, as I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the Radio. You have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow, and we'll see you back here at 2 p.m. And TJ Duarte, our 16-year-old broadcasting genius, will be here on the program at 4 o'clock. Mark Christopher, he's getting you home. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Good night, sir.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good night to you. And it's a quiet ride through Hartford, 8491, Route 2, 291, and 384. No problems in Middletown, 84 eastbound. Still some slow traffic now as you move